Ugly, but yeah.
Hello and welcome to a quarantine theater company. Tonight we've got a special read for you, the 90s classic, Showgirls. I know you've been waiting for this. Everybody's been asking for this movie and finally we're doing it. We've had a few dropouts tonight, so we're doing it with 3 people. It's going to be amazing. So without further ado, Travis, take us away.
Showgirls by Joe Esterhez. Exterior freeway morning. Her name is Naomi Malone. She looks from a distance like a kid. She stands
Nomi. It's Nomi.
Nomi. We're already starting off good. She looks from a distance like a kid. She stands along the interstate, outlined in the shadows of the setting sun. She's got a big American tourister in front of her with a sign on it. It says Vegas. The suitcase looks like it's been dropped from a plane or something. She's wearing a baseball cap, a worn black leather jacket, torn jeans, and time-kissed cowboy boots. She's got her thumb out. A sign near her says Salt Lake City, 10, Las Vegas, 342. Cars and trucks roar by, and then beaten up hard top Jeep pulls to a stop. We hear Garth Brooks blasting. The doors swings open. She grabs her suitcase, goes up to it, looks the guy over Worley. Jeff, in his mid-20s. He has the lanky callowness of the urban cowboy. Hop in, pard.
Where you going?
Vegas. She looks at him weirdly. Come on. This here's your lucky day. She hesitates. Then as he opens the back door, she lifts the big suitcase into the back seat. A final hesitation, and she gets into the front seat. The Jeep roars into the freeway. Interior of the Jeep day, the Garth Brooks tape is still blaring. Jeff looks over at her, pressed against the door, and grins. You can sit a little closer if you want. And instantly she pops a switchblade open and holds it. Jeff looks at the blade, looks at her. It was a bad idea.
Chill, okay?
She holds the open switchblade casually. I'm chilled. A beat as he drives. I'm sure I am glad you're gonna be such good company. She looks at him, and a beat and still holding the open switchblade, shuts Garth Brooks off and puts the radio on to the heavy metal. Yeah, heavy metal.
I don't like Garth Brooks.
Me neither. I don't know anybody that likes Garth Brooks. They sit there saying nothing. He drives. She stares ahead, the blade in her hand. You gonna keep that thing open all the way to Vegas? She says nothing, stares at him. She takes her baseball cap off. Her hair falls down her back. He looks at her. She looks beautiful. You got a name? She says nothing. Stares ahead, listening to the music, lost in it. Look, I'll pull in on over and you can get out, okay? I've been driving all the way from Kansas. I'm tired and I ain't in the mood to get myself pig stuck for doing somebody a favor. She says nothing, stares at him. Okay, I'll pull on over. He starts to pull over. Without looking at him, she snaps the switchblade shut, but keeps it in her hand. A beat as he drives. So, you got a name? I'm Jeff.
Know me.
She pronounces it no me. She doesn't even look at him. What kind of name's that?
My mom was Italian.
You're one of those mafia girls. That's why you got your blade. She looks at him evenly. What are you going to Vegas for? You gonna win? She looks away from him again.
I'm gonna dance.
You gonna be one of them real private escort dancers? She looks at him hard, holding the switchblade. Okay. I'm sorry. Interior of the Jeep, twilight night. He drives. She stares straight ahead, far ahead, shimmering in the setting sun. We see the Vegas skyline, the desert high rises surrounded by nothing. There she is. He smiles. Her face is deadpan. She stares straight ahead.
You been here before?
Sure, I got an uncle. He's one of the hosts of the Riviera. I ain't never won, though.
I'm gonna win.
You gamble?
No.
You gotta gamble if you're gonna win. She looks at him. You can use some of the mafia money you got in that suitcase. She looks away.
Asshole.
Hell, I can't deny that. Exterior parking lot Riviera night. They are getting out of the car. I can talk to my uncle, see if he can help you get a job. She's taking her suitcase out of the car. She stops, looks at him suspiciously. Ain't nobody ever been nice to you. She looks at him a beat and she decides to leave the suitcase in the car. Interior of the Riviera Hotel night. They're in at the casino. There are hundreds of people even at this hour. There are slot machines everywhere. The pulsating hum and every present jingle of a machine and money that is Vegas. She stares wide-eyed of this glittering, swirling world. Want to play a slot machine? She shrugs. He grins, takes the $10 out of his wallet. Here. You win, we split it up. No holding out on me either. A beat, and she takes the 10. I'm going to go see my uncle. I'll meet you right back here. He winks, grins, and heads away. She stares at the scene and a beat, and then goes up to a slot machine, stares at him.
Can I give you some change?
Sure.
Interior casino later, she is in a slot machine with a stack of quarters. She keeps plucking them in, losing, and then she plucks a quarter in, and the coins cascade out of the machine. She stares at this cascading money back a little way.
Holy shit.
A beat, then she laughs at herself. It is a little girlish laugh. She looks around excitedly for Jeff. He isn't there.
Just assume if I don't pop right in, it's you, Travis.
Okay. Look at you. She laughs with Naomi. You want to try silver dollars?
Sure.
Interior of the casino later, she is plunking silver dollars in one after the other, losing. She's down to her last one. She hesitates. She watches and loses. She stands there a long beat staring. You lose all your money, honey? She nods, looks, and she nods, looks like she's dazed. Then she turns and looks at the man. Fat, bejeweled, prototypical Vegas sleazebag. You want to make more? It won't make us longer than 15 minutes. She looks at him a beat, then turns and stares quickly at him. Sooner or later, you're going to sell it. He grins. She goes to the lobby, looks around for Jeff. He isn't there. A long beat. She thinks of something, and then she hurries outside. Exterior parking lot. She walks out, looks around. Jeff's car isn't there. She stands there, a long beat.
Shit.
She says it quietly.
Shit, you fucking asshole.
She says it louder and louder. She goes to a Toyota nearby. It is empty. She stands pressed against it for a long beat, and there she starts to smash the window with her fists more and more out of control. What are you doing? That's my car.
What are you doing? That's my car.
She keeps falling away at the window. Molly Abrams stands behind her. She is 25, good looking in a dark, slightly overweight way. She wears a simple but nice dress.
I said that's my car.
I want my fucking suitcase.
She keeps flailing at the windows.
Stop it.
She tries to grab Naomi's arms, and Naomi swings at her, wildly misses.
Jesus.
And then Naomi turns from Molly and starts to throw up.
Oh my God, what's wrong? What?
As she tries to go closer to Naomi, Naomi starts to run across the parking lot and onto the strip, zigzagging between cars. It is a bolt, a fawn running wildly, crazily away. Molly watches her, then goes into her car, starts with it. Interior of the Toyota strip night. Molly moves onto the strip. As she follows the traffic, she suddenly notices Naomi again. She is sitting on the curb, bent forward, miserable. Molly passes her, and then in an instinctive reaction, she stops, gets out. As she approaches, Naomi sees her. She gets up, but Molly blocks her way.
Listen.
Naomi pushes her away without any attention, jumps on the road to across. A car is going to hit her, but at the last moment, Molly pulls her back. She falls into Molly's arms. She gasps for air, shakes, and starts crying. Interior coffee shop night. It is near the Strip in Vegas. A lot of old people in for a cheap meal. A guy in a clown outfit, the flash of pinky rings. Molly puts a tray of soft drinks and fries on the table and sits opposite Nomi. Molly looks at her. Nomi doesn't say anything.
What was in your suitcase?
Nothing. Just my stuff. Everything I had. Fuck, I just got here.
Welcome to Vegas.
Nomi looks at Molly.
You know anybody here?
Nomi shakes her head.
Can you call your family?
I don't have no family.
She looks down at the table again.
How old are you?
22.
Molly doesn't buy it, stares at her. Nomi looks up at her, a beat, then down again.
19. Almost.
Where are you from?
Back east.
She keeps her eyes down on the table.
Where back east?
Nomi looks up, looks directly at her.
Different places.
They look at each other at a long beat. They look at each other.
You can stay with me if you need a place to crash. It isn't much. Till you get a job.
Are you hitting on me?
No.
They look at each other. They look at each other.
We're looking at each other.
I'm not a hooker, if that's what you're wondering.
Oh. Oh, you're not a hooker, are you?
No.
They look at each other. Exterior, 6 weeks later, exterior Molly's trailer day. And I just want to point out there was no David Travis on that one. Woo! The trailer is small.
Oh, it's a damn it, Ann. God damn. My Travis. The fuck out of that.
What if?
The small and old one among 100 is a crummy as hers. In the background, we see Vegas. Molly in a bathrobe is taking some clothes from a clothesline. Finishes. She heads into the trailer. Interior Molly's trailer day. It is small but very neat. We see several posters of Andrew Carver on the walls. He is Michael Bolton type power. Balladier in his mid-30s, good looking. We hear Andrew Carver's song playing. Molly enters. She takes off her bathrobe and puts on the dress she took from outside. Naomi is doing her fingernails. She has long fingernails and is doing an intricate, multicolored design on them. She wears jeans and a top, doesn't have any makeup on. She holds her nails onto Molly, smiles.
Check it out.
Molly looks.
They're great.
They're neat, aren't they?
They're neat. Hey, you want to come with me? We've got a new lead. She's good.
I gotta go to work.
She puts the TV on. It's MTV.
Jerk. You don't have to go to work for 3 hours. What are you going to do? Watch TV and eat chips?
Yeah. Where are the chips? You ate them, didn't you?
I did not.
Yes, you did.
Oh, come on. You can show your nails off. They'll all be so jealous.
You think?
Oh, I think.
What am I gonna wear?
I don't know. Wear that dress I made last week.
The hot one, can I?
Yeah?
I'm gonna put my hair up.
No, me. We don't have time to put your hair up.
I'll hurry, I promise, promise.
Hurry!
She smiles, rolls her eyes. Interior dressing room area goddess the Stardust Night. The backstage dressing room is an area of the big hotel show, is actually downstairs underneath the stage. In the final hour before the show goes down, there's frantic high energy. Goddess itself, a high energy, loud, hip Vegas show, and opposed to the musical cascades over the passive its street dancing show. It is, of course, still Vegas, glitzy and bigger than life. Molly Abrams is the show costume person. She's doing last minute adjustments now, as she does every single night. She has a needle and thread in hand, often hurries about fixing the dancers' costumes. Goddess is a big show. It has 22 dancers, so there's a lot for Molly to do. Naomi, in her hair up, wearing a very sexy slip of a dress, wearing makeup, watches Molly as she goes up about her job. Naomi looks drop dead gorgeous, but bedazzled by the whole scene. There's a lot of nakedness in the room, very casual, very professional, as dancers, both women and men, are getting themselves ready with makeup and costuming. Naomi watches as Molly sews part of her costume that Julie, a dancer in her late 20s, is already wearing.
Like, I don't know what happened. It just ripped. It's okay. It's almost done.
Last call, 2 minutes.
From down the long dressing room, another dancer, Annie, yells,
Molly, where are you? They're going to see a smiling beaver if we don't fix this.
Be right there, Annie. She wants you to smile, her beaver. I want you to tore her that string herself. You're terrible, Julie.
She finishes the costume. The girls start leaving for the adjacent corridor. Nikki, another dancer, passes.
What is that smell? Isn't it that damn monkey act? He feeds them garlic. Oh God.
Annie now passes two on her way out. She has her finger sticking out of the hole. It looks like a little prick.
You want me to go on stage like this?
Wait, I'm Annie. No, you're Annie. Whew, I'm not Annie. I'm everybody but Annie. I'll be there. I'll fix it. Hey, you want to see her beaver anyway?
A gay male dancer, Daryl, comes by them. I certainly wouldn't. He keeps going. Naomi, watching all of this, smiles. Molly follows the dancers.
Go up by the spots. Watch it from there.
Can I go up there? Molly, we got 1 minute.
Oh my God, wouldn't it be great if one of these nights she fell down the stairs?
The dancers gathered at the long steel staircase that leads to the stage. Molly sinks on her knees to fix Annie's costume. A delivery boy passes Naomi with a big bouquet of flowers. He goes into a private dressing room. It belongs to the star of the show. For a moment, Naomi can't see long leg wearing sexy fishnet stockings. In the background, Don Torres, the line captain, starts counting. 110, 1, 2. Interior of the showroom. Night later, Naomi standing in the back, high up the spotlights, flanking her. Watching the show, we see Goddess itself now, hard-edged rock and roll dancing, very high energy but great showmanship. We see her face, and she stares wide-eyed, a gorgeous girl updazzled by an adult party.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Stardust proudly presents Miss Crystal Connors.
Crystal Connors, the new lead dancer, makes her entrance. Her movements are sensuous and fiery. She looks like ice, but she is a smoldering fire. Yeah, fire. Naomi has her nose pressed up against the glass. The little girl lost. Crystal image reflects against the glass over Naomi. The two images almost becoming one. We watch Naomi as Crystal dances, first by herself, then with a partner. There's a loud, roof-shaking applause. Naomi stares into interior backstage after the show. Lots of people, photography, TV cameras. Molly is hanging costumes up. Naomi is watching this scene. Near them, Crystal is talking to reporters. TV lights are on. With Crystal are three men. Mr. Carlman, the hotel manager in his 60s, silver-haired, the complete classy executive. Zach Carey, the entertainment director, is 42, good-looking, with a down-to-earth, cool Armani style. Phil Newkirk is heavy, sweating in his early 50s, the public relations director. Naomi watches this scene. We wouldn't have brought anyone into this show. LaToya, Suzanne, you name it. We wanted Crystal. Crystal Connors defies what Las Vegas is all about. She's dazzling, exciting, and very, very sexy.
Miss Connors, how do you feel about the show tonight? Oh, well, I think it's the best show I've ever been in. I just hope I can do it justice.
You did, my dear, and you will. We are thrilled that you're with us.
I'm thrilled to be here.
Naomi watches Crystal's cool her polish.
Mr. Carlman, can we have one of you handing Crystal the roses?
Someone brings a bouquet of roses.
Only if I get to keep them.
Everyone laughs. Ha! Naomi watches her. They take photographs. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And she goes into a private dressing room as the photographers and reporters drift away. Molly comes up to Naomi.
She's great, isn't she?
She doesn't suck.
They laugh. The stage manager, Gay Carpenter, 42, a former showgirl, comes up to Molly. Molly, Crystal needs you.
Molly, Crystal needs you. Come with me.
Abby, and Naomi self-consciously shakes her head.
Come on, you can be my assistant.
Abby and Naomi follows her as Molly heads into Crystal's private dressing room, interior dressing room. It is beautiful room, literally an explosion of roses and mirrors.
Yes, Miss Connors?
Naomi looks around this beautiful room.
Crystal, please. I'm sorry. Molly Abrams?
Naomi hangs behind Molly, watching Crystal, doesn't even look at her.
This top's too tight, Molly. My breasts are just getting crushed in here. Oh, I'll loosen it. Like it about here, okay? Sure. Oh, a little less, maybe. I want the nipples to press, but I don't want them to look like they're levitating. Okay. Thanks.
And she takes the top off and stands in front of the mirror. Bare-breasted Molly and Naomi are behind her. Ooh, she holds her breasts and rubs them a little as she looks into the mirror. They hurt. She catches Naomi's eye for the first time. Looking at her, Naomi looks quickly away.
You were really great tonight, Miss Crystal. Thanks, darling.
She is taking her long eyelashes off, looking at herself in the mirror. Molly turns to go. Then she sees a card with a big bouquet of flowers. She touches the card.
Andrew Carver sent you these?
Crystal puts cold cream on. She clearly wants Molly and Naomi to go.
If that's what the card says, that's who sent it. Oh, I just love him.
Crystal says nothing, works at the mirror. She has so much cream on her face that she looks like a mime.
That's the correct word. This is my friend Naomi. She's a dancer too.
Crystal looks like she's losing her patience for a second. Naomi looks embarrassed. Crystal sees Naomi's embarrassment in the mirror, forces herself to be nice.
She is. Oh, she's really good.
Now Naomi looks really embarrassed. Crystal watches Naomi in the mirror.
Naomi. Naomi.
Naomi in the mirror.
Say no.
No. No.
Me.
No me. No me in the mirror.
Where do you dance, darling?
The cheetah.
A beat, and then Crystal smiles at her a beat, and she looks away to work on her eyelashes.
I don't know how good you are, darling, and I don't know if that's what you're good at, but if it's at the cheetah, it's not dancing. I know that much.
She is working on her eyelashes, smiles, glances at Naomi in the mirror. Naomi looks at her a beat.
You don't know shit.
She turns and walks out. Molly stands there, shocked.
I'm sorry, Miss Connors.
Crystal turns on her suddenly.
Crystal, I told you. Crystal.
Crystal looks at her a beat, and then she smiles.
She has nice nails.
And she turns back to the mirror.
Oh, she does them herself. Maybe she can do mine sometime.
Molly looks at her. Exterior rear entrance, Stardust Night. Molly sees Naomi walking ahead to Molly's car.
Hey!
Naomi keeps walking.
Hey!
Naomi stops. Molly comes up behind her.
Listen, okay, I work here. I need my paycheck. I don't want her pissed off at me.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Molly looks at her, sees she is really sorry.
Jesus, Naomi.
Naomi doesn't say anything, looks depressed. They get into the Toyota.
I'll drive you to work.
I'm not going.
He'll fire you.
I don't care.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Molly looks at her, sees how depressed she is. She starts the car.
Okay, let's go.
Where?
You know where.
And she takes off. Naomi looks at her, smiles a big little girl smile.
Yay!
It's a very little girlish yay. Interior, the Toyota exit strip night. The car swerves on the strip into an explosion of neon and sea of tourists.
What'd she say?
She liked your nails. She said maybe you could do hers sometime.
Naomi turns to her. The look is sudden, wild-eyed anger. Interior of the Shark Club night. This is a gigantic club. There are hundreds of people. There is a main dance floor, but above it, on all sides of the walls, are balconies. The music is nonstop, hip hop and rave. She is dancing with Molly. She's wearing the little slip of dress. Her hair is down. She looks gorgeous, but it's her dancing that grabs us. It's the first time we're seeing her dance. She is all explosive energy. It is very sexy and very fluid, but there is also a kind of vibrating jerkiness to it at times. What she does is almost primal. Near the bar, a young man in his 20s is watching her. His name is James Smith. He wears a suit and t-shirt. He looks hip. He is black. James Smith just stares at her. She can dance, huh?
You're also James.
Oh, yes. Oh, she thinks she can. He watches a long beat. I'm going to dance with her. You can't do that. Your working TC is going to have your ass. TC's playing craps at the Riviera. The other man shrugs away, walks away a beat, and James goes out on the dance floor. The music blasts nonstop, an ear-splitting rave after another. Strobe lightning swirls. Naomi is dancing with Molly. They are laughing together. Would you like to dance?
I am dancing.
Would you like to dance with me?
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
I'll get something to drink.
And she goes off. James starts to dance with her. They're very good together, very hot. His dancing is restrained power, restrained energy, something very powerful held in while she is all out, sizzling, kinetic.
You can dance.
I don't lie. You can.
Then what am I doing?
You're teasing my dick. You got potential though. I could teach you.
I'm teasing your dick?
Yeah. And without breaking strides as she dances, she knees down him very hard in the groin. Wow. It is perfect shot as he hunches over in great pain.
I'm not teasing it now, am I?
She walks off the floor calmly as James goes down, bumping into another couple, who also falls. Another guy hauls off at someone who bumped into him. James tries to stop it. I'm a bouncer, man. Be cool. You be fucking cool. And he's... And he hits James, and suddenly there's a pandemonium. People swinging, following her, being poured off the balcony, glasses and bottles flying. The music screeching as Naomi shoulders her way through the bodies. It is full-scale riot now, and two bouncers grab her. She started it! Everything is flying now. The place looks like a war zone. One of the bouncers stares at the insane scene, dodging beer mugs. Jesus Christ. And two bouncers holding Naomi between them starts moving her out of the club towards the doors. Molly is caught in a tangle of people on the floor. She's looking around. For Naomi, she looks... Interior police station night. She stands with the policeman and others in front of a booking desk. She still looks great in her hot little dress. What's the charge? Disturbing the peace.
Oh, I'm sorry. A cop disturbing the peace. That's me.
Okay, you got ID?
You got it, Travis. You got to give me a second to look at my giant list of characters.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Somebody ripped off my purse.
It's a lie. She wasn't carrying a purse at all night.
Yeah.
Yep.
Am I employed, you ask? I'm a dancer.
What kind of dancer? Where do you dance? In a hotel room?
At the Cheetah.
The Cheetah. Huh. Print her. Put her in with other dancers. Interior jail night. A matron walks her way, takes her into a cell. It is large, pen-like area. There are about 20 women in here. They all look like hookers. Some of them look like expensive. Some of them look very hard, very tough. About half of them are in black. Naomi doesn't look at all intimidated. The matron opens the cell. She walks in.
That is you.
Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let anyone bite. There are hoots and cat calls. A tough-looking hooker stands against a wall.
Look at what we got here. A little pigeon meat out there stealing my green.
Nomi says nothing to her, walks away.
Hey, I'm talking to you, Pidge. Come on over here. I want me some company.
There are laughs and hoots.
Don't fuck with me.
There are more laughs and hoots.
Well, Shug, you ain't coming here. I'm going over there.
And she starts to head over Nomi as there are more cat calls and hoots.
Nice, soft pigeon skin.
She touches Nomi's arm.
Nice, soft little moneymaker.
She touches Nomi's butt, and as she does, Nomi suddenly grabs herself by the hair, twirls her around, and digs her long nails into her face, slashing into the hooker, screams, "Ah!" Nomi pushes her away against the wall. The other two stare at her as the hooker cries and holds her bleeding face. Nomi returns the stare, and they slowly look away. Interior jail dawn. Many of them are asleep in groups, some of them with their arms around each other, some alone. Nomi is sitting on the floor in a corner, her head against the wall, her eyes open, staring at nothing. Matron comes in, opens the door cell. Who's Malone?
Me.
You're out of here. She gets up, starts to head, passes out the hooker. Her face is crusted with blood. A beat, and she looks at the hooker's face, her expression deadpan.
What are you looking at, bitch?
Nomi's face shows expressive as she walks out of the cell. What happened to her face?
Somebody bit her.
The matron gives her a look. Exterior of the courthouse dawn. She is walking. James Smith stands there, leaning against a wall. She looks at him, right through him, keeps walking. A beat, and she goes about after her. I bailed you out, girl. Don't that even get me a cup of coffee? She keeps walking. She doesn't even look at him. All I did was tell you I'd teach you to dance.
I don't need nobody to teach me to dance.
That's because you're a badass. You got your arms straight out, saying, back off, motherfuckers. A beat, and then she stops and turns to him.
Okay, you got that down. Back off, motherfucker.
As she puts her arm out a beat, then keeps walking a beat, and he catches up to her again. Exterior of the courthouse dawn/day. They've gone outside. The sun is coming up. They are near downtown Vegas. It is bizarre setting in the rising sun, and all this neon every place still blazing and flashing. There are very few people on the street. Damn, my head hurts. My dick hurts. You got me fired from my fucking job.
Yeah, well, shit happens, you know.
Shit happens. What? That's it. That's all I get from you. Fucking wisdom. That's it.
That's it. You get wisdom.
They keep walking. Guess what? You ain't just a pain in the head and a pain in the dick. You're a pain in the ass, too.
Life sucks, you know.
Life sucks. Shit happens. Where do you get this stuff, man? Off of t-shirts? She smiles a little bit. She smiles a little at that. She hears a horn honking at her. All I want is a cup of coffee. She sees Molly in the Toyota heading toward her.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Toyota pulls up. Molly swings open the door.
You got a quarter?
Molly gives a quarter. Naomi flips it to James, who catches it.
Buy yourself a cup.
Interior Toyota today. She gets in. Molly takes off.
Al's apeshit. He says, if you miss another night, how did you get out? I had to round up the cash.
Him.
In her rearview mirror, Molly sees him standing there staring after them.
How come?
Because I kicked him in the nuts.
You liked it?
He must have.
In the Cheetah, the dressing room night, it's very small, very garnished, very steady. One big cracked and faded mirror, very harsh lighting, loud rock music blast from outside. Standing in front of the mirror, putting makeup on, adjusting G strings, pasties in various states of undress are Nadia, dark hair, D, tall, um, Appalachian looking dishwasher, blonde, Carmi, short, tired looking, her hair frizzy. They are all young and well built. Naomi stands there with them in front of the mirror. She is wearing cheap looking lingerie that looks like it's from Fredericks of Hollywood.
I'm
I guess
sorry,
it's
what is she wearing, Travis?
lingerie,
Lingerie, maybe?
lingerie, lingerie.
Yeah.
Yeah, from
Not
Fredericks
from,
of
It's from
Hollywood.
Versace.
Oh,
it's pronounced
I
oops.
Versace.
forget it. It's from Fredericks of Hollywood.
Oh,
Anyway.
okay. She is putting false eyelashes on too, along with the lingerie.
Mm.
Fancy, fancy.
I like them where you get them.
Woolworths.
Ooh.
Oh, she looks at herself in the mirror. The lashes don't exactly have the same effect that they had on Crystal. And she stares, taking them off. My tits look bigger to you. She is topless. Oh,
Oh shit! Carmi thinks she's pregnant again.
you know, period. She speaks with a Russian accent. I don't know. I don't think so.
God, Carmi, don't you even know you missed your own period? Ugh.
Naomi, they look bigger to you.
It's Nomi. Maybe
Naomi,
a little.
they hurt.
That's because they're too damn big.
D is much smaller breasted. Henrietta comes into a small area dressing room. Her stage name is Henrietta Bazoom. Through everyone calls her Henry. She's in her 50s. She is very fat. She speaks in her gravelly gut wrencher growl and always wears that what passes for low cut evening gown. She has a bottle of bourbon in her hand. All the girls say hi, Henry. She sits herself down in the only chair and takes a big slug of the bourbon. Jesus fucking Christ. It's like a Japanese convention out there.
You better get your little weenie jokes cranked up, Henry.
This thing isn't working again. She's pressing elbows against her sides, then flapping them against her sides, looking at herself in the mirror. Naomi
I
slaps
just remembered this scene.
Naomi slaps on the back hard when she does. Henrietta's breasts suddenly pop high out of her dress and pop back in.
Okay.
I don't think I've got oil on the damn thing. Do it again. Naomi hits her on the back again, and her breasts pop out and back in again. Made in Japan. Henry takes another slug of bourbon and stares to waddle out. As she does, all Torres comes into the room. He is the club manager in his 40s. Heavy swarthy with him is Penny, a big, svelte, and very young blonde.
Hey, okay, ladies. This here's Hope.
They laugh, catcall.
Cut it out. Hope, this is Tiffany. Heather? Farah? Leah? My name isn't Hope. My name's Penny. They want class, dum-dum. They don't want to fuck a Penny. They want to fuck a Tiffany. Or a Hope. Or a Heather. This here is a class joint.
Interior Cheetah Night. The club is very dark, but large and spotlit, spread around the room are three platforms with brass poles. At the side of the room is a long bar. That the place is full. There are no women here except for the performers. Many of the customers are Asian. Henrietta Bazoom is up on the stage under the big spotlight. Occasionally, she swaddles out of the runway bar. She is heavily sweating in her low-cut evening gown. Her voice is a boozy snarl from hell. You know the difference between Japanese women and Chinese women? The Japanese women say, nip on these. She flutters her heavily breasts inside the gown, and the Chinese women say, chow on, chow on. Uh, she cups her pubic area. There are lots of laughs. Hee hee, laughs. A beat, and she jabs an elbow at her sides, and her enormous breasts pop out and then back in again. There are howls of laughter.
Pull your dress up.
Honey, you could never handle me with all these wrinkles of fat. You never even find the thing. I'd have to piss on you to give you a clue. Lots of laughs. Interior of the dressing room. All the talking to Penny. Some of the other girls are ready and heading into the club. Nomi is working on her nails.
You ever done a lap dance before? No. You talk them into it. $50 a pop. You take them in the back, touch and go. They touch, they go. You touch them, they can't touch you. That's good. They come, it's okay. They take it out on you, come on you, call the bouncer. Unless he gives you the big tip. And if he gives you a big tip, then it's okay. You got it?
Abin and Penny nods. She looks scared.
Okay.
Abin grins and turns to Nomi, who is about to go out.
And you! Where the fuck were you last night?
I was having my period, Al. You don't want me to get blood all over the place, do you?
I'm getting real tired of your shit, kid.
They look at each other. Long Beatty turns back to Penny, who sits there looking scared.
Ooh, one more thing. If you want to last longer than a week, you give me a blowjob. First I get you used to the money, then I make you swallow.
Abin grins, walks out. Penny sits there looking like she's going to cry.
Is he serious? Oh my god.
Nomi looks at her, sees her vulnerable. She looks.
No, he's all right.
She goes to Penny and puts an arm around her.
Hey, you'll be fine.
Penny holds her. Exterior of the street outside the Cheetah. A big stretch limo pulls up. Getting out of it are Crystal Connors wearing a Levine black leather mini with stiletto heels of the Stardust. Phil Newkirk, the PR head, and the two Japanese businessmen in their 50s with bodyguards. Interior of the Cheetah Night. Henrietta on stage. She is singing in her truly horrible voice. I fit this perfectly. The farmer in the dell, the farmer in the dell. I hit a cherry once, but now it's shot to hell. Lots of laughs, cat calls at the same time. Crystal's party is coming.
Get off the stage!
You better shut your whole minds making money. You know what? You call that useless piece of skin around a twat woman?
No, a woman, you ruined the joke.
Oh.
Jesus Christ, Travis.
Could be worse. You know what?
Not knowing what a twat is, Travis?
No, I know what that is.
I'm looking at one right now.
More laughs and cheers. Crystal's party is led to a special table by two bouncers. Thank you and good night.
Come on back.
She suddenly leans down close to the customer, jabs her sides with her elbows, and her breasts pop out and hit the customers in the face. He almost falls off his chair. Hysterical laughter, and Henrietta is gone. From Crystal's POV, we watch the club as it explodes in full city glory in front of her. Rock music blasts very loudly. The three platforms have girls dancing on them under the spotlight. Penny is on her back on the long bar runway, calling around. She's completely naked. Men are inches from her open body. Crystal and the others sit at a table. She looks at a girl on one of the platforms dancing with the brass pole. It is Nomi. She is topless. Nomi sees them. Crystal smiles at her. Nomi looks away from her and dances with the brass pole. As we see Nomi dance, we see that while the other girls are on the platforms are basically stripping, Nomi is really dancing. putting on the same kind of wild energy into what we saw her do at the Shark Club. Crystal keeps her eyes on her. The Japanese men are laughing. Yeah. Talking excitedly among themselves. They are watching Penny, who, looking very scared, makes her way down to the long runway on her back, her legs open. What did he say? He says it's in America. Everyone's a geologist. Zach smiles, looks at the Japanese man for a second, then looks
Can
away.
you revisit that last line?
Genealogist? Yeah.
Gynecologist?
Gynecologist. Hell, I wouldn't know. I mean, in LA, they're everywhere. His eyes are.
What does that mean?
I don't know what it means. Crystal's watching too much, and then she sees Zach watching Nomi.
You like her?
I like you.
I'll buy her for you.
The song ends, and Nomi heads back to the dressing room. She doesn't even glance at Crystal's table. In the dressing room, she is sweated, wiping the seat off herself with a towel. Henrietta is there, looking deadpan at herself in the mirror. The bottle of bourbon in her hand. Alice Torres comes in.
Hey, what the hell you doing in here? We got a bunch of spinners out there. Put your nightie on.
Tell him to go fuck himself. Nomi looks at him. Looks like she's going to.
Kick your ass out there.
They look at each other beat. Tell him, do yourself a favor. She stares at herself in the mirror. Al and Nomi are still looking at each other.
Okay. I'll put my nightie on.
And she turns and heads for the other corner of the room. Interior of the Cheetah Knight. There are other girls up on the platforms. Now Nomi circulates among the tables. She was a very short reg negligee. Negligee? What is it? Negligee. Thank you.
Negligee. You said it right, yeah.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. Yeah, we see Al watching her a few steps away. We see that she is avoiding Crystal's table. Dee is there talking to Crystal. They both look at Nomi, but we can't hear what is said. Nomi goes up to a group of guys at a table.
Hi, my name is Heather. Would you like to have a private dance with me?
Can I suck your tits? The other guys at the table laugh. Ha! Naomi forces a smile. She is too far away from the entrance to notice that James Smith has entered. He, however, sees her. He chooses a table close to the wall in a dark spot at the table with the drunk guys.
You can't touch me, but I can touch you. I'd really love to touch you.
I know where you can touch me. The guys at the table demotions to Nomi, who leaves the table and goes to her. Al watches them talking. We can't hear what they're saying. Nomi is shaking her head. Al goes up to Dee and Nomi.
What's going on? They want a private dance with her.
She indicates Crystal's table.
So? Great. Get over there.
Nomi looks at a beat, and then she heads over toward Crystal's table. Al, a few steps back, watches her. James Smith is watching from a distance. Inconspicuousness. Inconspicuous. Yeah. At Crystal's table, Nomi forces a smile.
Hi, my name's Heather. Would you...
Hi, Nomi. I like your nails.
She holds her hand, looks at her nails. Nomi pulls her hand away.
We'd like to have a private dance with both of us.
She indicates Zach. Nomi looks at Zach. His look says, "It's not my idea."
We don't do that. One at a time, no women.
$100.
I'm sorry, that's the rules.
200. You just do Zach, and I'll watch.
Nomi looks at her a beat, then slowly shakes her head. Her eye is still on Crystal.
500.
They still have their eyes on each other.
Done.
Nomi looks at Al. She doesn't want to do this.
I said done.
Crystal smiles. Interior club night. We see Naomi leading Zach and Crystal to the club. We see Al and James. in the separate places watching them. She leads them to a hanging bamboo curtain. Interior of the back room is very darkly lightened. There are couches here. We see other girls shadowed vague in other parts of the room, dancing completely naked in front of the sitting men.
Sit here. I'll change the music.
She moves a few steps away from them.
I think I'll sit here.
She sits so she will be sitting behind Naomi, facing Zach. What's this about, Chris?
It's about fun. Know me.
The music goes on. It is blasting heavy metal, rock and roll, Aerosmith, and Naomi comes back to the stands in her nightie, in front of sitting Zach. She's very slowly taken off her nightie. Her body is stunning. She is completely naked. Zach looks at her body behind her. Crystal looks at her body. Naomi leans in very close to Zach, her breast pushing his face. As her body starts to move, her smiles look at Crystal. And then starts to move. He smiles, looks at Crystal. And then as Naomi moves against him, his smile fades. And then suddenly, very sensuous, very serious, her body is up against his as she moves, and then she turns. She pressures her nakedness against his lap. He puts his head back. She looks at her as she presses against him. Her eyes are on Crystal's, who isn't smiling now either, wiping along her hair. For Christ's sakes, they're having a threesome, people. That's basically what's happening. Zach raises her hands to hold her hips, stops himself as she presses herself squiggling, dancing against him with her butt hard in his lap. She cups her breasts, squeezes them, throws her hair back, her eyes on Crystal. Interior outside the backroom night, James Smith stands at the other side of the bamboo curtain watching her body.
Hey, what are you doing here, man?
Nothing.
You want it, you pay for it.
And James moves away. Interior backroom, James turns, faces Zach again. Moving, dancing, sits across Zach's lap, her breast against her face, her eyes directly on his. He puts his head back. She moves her head closer and covers his head with her long, luxuriant red hair as she arches, moves, arches, moves his head back and forth. It's still hidden in her hair, and he stops moving suddenly as the song ends. As the long beat, she kisses his neck gently and flings her hair back off on his face. Zach looks at her, very long beat. Their eyes are on each other.
Thank you.
And Naomi gets up and turns to
Know me. Know me.
Turns to Naomi. Her face is expressionless as she looks at Crystal, but there is a triumph in her eyes. She's still completely naked. Crystal opens her bag, counts out $500 bills and holds her hand out with money. A beat as they look at each other, and Naomi takes the money, reaches out for her 90 and walks out. Know me, and walks out with the bamboo curtain. Crystal and Zach look at each other. A beat.
It was fun, wasn't it?
You're such a bitch.
But you love me. Can you walk?
He looks at her and she starts to get up slowly. Interior of the dressing room night. All the girls are getting dressed. Al comes in, puts his hand out. Know me. Peels $200 off, hands it to him. Her face is expressionless.
Hey, you gotta go out and celebrate.
She doesn't even look at him.
Oh yeah, we can go over to my place and smoke some dope.
You still got that tie stuff. Russia, end of the... Oh, sorry.
No, it's you. Go.
Russia, end of the day, salami and vodka. Here, marijuana. God bless America.
Know me? Wanna come?
Not me.
She looks very disturbed, and she starts to head out.
Look at her. She pulls $500 off the lap dance next like somebody died.
Interior of the trailer day. She's asleep on the couch. Someone is banging on the door, half asleep. She goes to it, opens it. James Smith stands there wearing his shade. She starts to slam it. He stops it with his foot. Hear me out, okay? She tries to close it. He stops with his foot. You got more natural talent than when you dance than anybody I've ever seen. He keeps his foot on the door. She looks at him. I've seen a lot of dancers. I studied in New York. Alvin Ailey. Man, you burn when you dance.
You said I couldn't.
You gotta hold some of it in. You gotta learn some shit. Dancing ain't fucking. She pushes the door again.
What is that, more wisdom? I know that.
No, you don't. You dance like when you fucked that guy last night.
What guy?
That guy with the chick you took him in the back.
I didn't fuck him.
Yeah, you did. You fucked him and her.
You follow me around. I didn't fuck anybody.
I saw you. Everybody got AIDS and shit. What is it that you think you do? You fuck them without fucking. That's what you do. It ain't right. You got too much talent for it to be right. Suddenly, she pushes the door in his face.
Get out of here!
He stumbles backwards. Bitch, I told you the truth.
Talking that shit. Who do you think you are?
She disappears, slamming the door. She walks away. You want me to go? I'm out of here. He gets to his car. Suddenly, the door opens again.
I don't ever want to see you again.
James has started his car. He steps on the gas. The car heads right for the trailer where she stands. She doesn't move an inch. He steps on the brake an inch away from her. You got too much damn talent.
Yeah?
But she is touched by what he said. She is trying to maintain her anger. James puts his car in reverse. Yeah, fuck you. He pulls it with a loud noise.
Fuck you too.
But she, I'm dying over here. She doesn't yell anymore, so James can't hear it. A beat as she looks at after a disappearing car. It looks like she is going to cry. Exterior opposite Luxor Day. She sits in front of the enormous Sphinx. It is jammed with tourists. She wears her jeans, boots, and her black leather jacket. She is curled out on herself, her head on her arms, lost in her thoughts. Molly is suddenly there.
I think I got an A.
Yay!
Yay. No, she seems very excited, but we know from how she was sitting that she's forcing it. They hug and laugh. They run across the road, zigzagging between the cars.
4 more classes, and they're going to have to give me that degree.
They reach the curb. A good-looking man in his 30s walks by him wearing a beautiful suit. He looks over at him, smiles, keeps going. Arm in arm, they walk after him.
Hunk City.
Let's tie him up.
They laugh, follow him.
Look at those buns. I am frisky. Ugh, I haven't gotten laid in 6 months. My right hand's so tired, I can hardly thread a needle.
Use the left one.
For threading a needle?
They laugh. Interior shopping mall later, a series of short shots of flashy window displays. We end up on a black dress in the window at Versace. They are looking at it.
I like that.
They stare at it.
I can make that.
Yeah?
She's still staring at the dress.
Yeah, we'll go down to the fabric store.
I want to buy it. I've got the money.
Save it. I'll make it.
She starts moving away. Naomi stops her.
I want to buy it.
Why?
She laughs.
I don't know. I just do.
She looks back at her dress.
I never had a dress like that. It'll look great on me.
They beat in. She looks at Molly seriously.
Won't it?
Yeah.
Interior Versace day. There is no one else in the very fancy store. Molly sits waiting for Naomi to come out of the changing room. A naughty woman clerk watches her. May I show you anything while you're waiting?
No, thanks.
Okay. She looks self-conscious sitting there. Abita Naomi comes out of the changing room in the black dress. She looks sensational. She goes to the mirror. She looks at herself a long beat, her face expressionless. And then she smiles at herself slowly and turns excitedly to Molly, who has been watching her.
What do you think?
And it looks quite good on you.
It doesn't suck.
Naomi turns, laughing in the mirror. She looks at herself again. The clerk noddingly away. Exterior opposite Excalibur Day. They are coming out of the elevator, walking to a parking place.
I can't believe I bought it.
She laughs.
We'll celebrate. I'll buy you a burrito because that's classy. I'll even buy you some fajitas.
Fajitas. Oh boy.
Wow, her laugh dies.
I can't. I'm on early. Al's on my back.
I'll drive you.
Okay.
Molly stops dead suddenly.
Oh my God.
Naomi follows her. A big poster says, "Coming soon, Andrew Carrier." There's a huge blow-up photography of covering nearby in a photograph and a poster advertising Goddess at the Stardust with a photo of Crystal Connors.
He's coming here?
Naomi looks at her, laughs. They keep walking.
Maybe you can meet him.
Are you kidding? I wouldn't know what to say to him.
Say, Andrew, I can't even thread a needle anymore.
They laugh. Interior, the cheat of the club, late afternoon. Naomi's on stage with Penny. They are both naked and dancing around poles on to a hard rock song. There are only a few customers for Naomi while counting her dance bends over to Penny.
Look at that guy.
Oh, thanks, Naomi.
Naomi, yes. Oh
Look
yeah.
at that guy.
Penny looks at an older guy. He is sitting in front of them. He is sweating. He is moving his arm. His hand is hidden behind the balustrade.
Ah, he's checking off.
It's sick.
The music ends. They walk down the stage while Carmen and Dee take in their place.
It's slippery there.
They laugh, passing the guy whose hand is now hidden under a handkerchief. As Naomi walks back to the dressing room, hand touches her arm. She spins it off. She sees it on the fill. Newkirk, the PR guy from Stardust, he's alone. I'm sorry? She looks at him. Do you remember me? She nods. There's a spot in the chorus line we're auditioning tomorrow morning. Maybe you want to try out? She looks at him a long beat.
Me?
Yeah, you.
You came down here to ask me?
I saw you dance. I thought. He smiles at her a long beat.
She sent you, didn't she?
Nobody sent me. Be there at 10. Beat. They look at each other as he gets up and starts heading out. She watches him. Behind her, a drunk at a table yelling, "Come on, take it off. I want to see the pimples on your ass." She turns, stares at the drunk Beat. There is a disgust and fear in her eyes. In the background, Henrietta has come on stage. 30 years ago, I was a beautiful woman. Men did this to me, and I enjoyed it thoroughly.
Interior, the trailer night. She swings the door open and comes charging in.
Molly? Molly!
Molly runs out of the bathroom. She's been in the shower. Her hair is full of soap. What's the matter? What is it? She looks at Naomi. Her eyes are wide, her mouth open. She looks like she's out of breath. Exterior, opposite Stardust morning. Naomi is walking towards the hotel where we see the big billboards of Crystal Connors. Suddenly, she stops and hesitates and turns around.
I can't do this.
She passes Molly. Yes, you can.
No, I can't.
She continues to walk away from the Stardust. Molly blocks her way, holding her arms. I don't know if you can do it or not, but you gotta try, okay? Naomi doesn't answer and looks away. Look at me. I haven't made a whole lot of headway in my life, but I'm just still trying. She laughs a little to herself. Shoot. I didn't even think I'd ever end up in Vegas sewing G-strings. Naomi looks at her, sees there are tears welling in her eyes, and she reaches over and holds Molly's hand.
You got an A on your test, right? You're going to school. You're going to have your own dress shop one day, right?
Molly holds her hand and looks at her and smiles. Right. Get out of here. A beat. Naomi smiles and she gets out. Interior showroom Stardust Day. She comes out of the dressing room. There are about 20 girls on stage. She's wearing pink tights and dancing shoes. Her hair is up in a bun. She looks at the girls on stage. They are wearing high heels, fishnet tights, G-string leotards, because they hoas. She looks very out of place. She stares at them, looking scared. A man passes her. It's Tony Moss. He is the producer of Goddess. He is in his mid-40s, aggressive, creepy, good-looking, New York. He glances at her.
Hey, Pollyanna.
What'd you call me?
You look like Pollyanna.
He grins, keeps going a beat. She looks at the other girls on stage and then heads back to the dressing room. Travis, do you know who Pollyanna is?
I'd say
No is the answer. Okay. Interior,
no.
the dressing room. She is in the big room. She stares at herself in the mirror. She looks scared, a beat, and then she gets suddenly very busy. She puts makeup on. She takes a pair of pantyhose out of her bag. She puts the pantyhose on and rolls up her leotards high on the side. She looks at herself, doesn't like the way she looks. She takes a safety pin and makes the leotard a little more V-neck so her breasts show more. She looks at herself again, a beat. She lets her hair fall down. Interior of the showroom, Stardust. She goes on stage looking determined, if not comfortable, and joins the other girls. Bright spotlights suddenly go on and she can't see who's out there watching in the showroom. Tony Moss comes on stage, looks the girls over. With him is his choreographer, Marty Jacobson, in his early 30s, long-haired and androgynous looking. Ow.
Ladies, I'm Tony Moss. I produce the show. Some of you probably have heard that I'm a prick. I am a prick. I got one interest here, and that is the show. I don't care whether you live or die. I want to see you dance, and I want to see you smile. I don't need you if you can't smile. I don't need you if you can't show. I don't need you if you can't sell. Spread out, ladies. Let me look at you.
They spread out across the vast stage. The spotlights are on. Nomi looks off balance, very nervous. Tony moves from one girl to the other on stage. Marty Jacobson, next to him. Nomi watches him from down at the end of the line. Tony stops at a girl.
Jesus Christ, look at these tits, Marty. What are these watermelons? This is stage, babe? It ain't a patch. See ya.
A beat, the girl walks off stage. He moves over to another girl and looks her over.
I've seen you before, right? Yes, Mr. Moss, I auditioned. Yes, Mr. Moss, I auditioned in January. You told me to get my nose fixed. Nose looks good. Thank you, Mr. Moss. Nice smile, too. Thank you, Mr. Moss. You know what? You know what, though? Your ears are sticking out. They are. Come back and see me when you get them fixed. See ya.
The girl walks off stage. He goes to another girl and pinches her belly.
Come back when you fucked some of this baby fat off. See ya.
The girl walks off stage. He passes some girls and doesn't make any comments. He gets to a girl with very short hair.
I hope you've got some nice wigs, tennis ball. I do.
He keeps walking.
Can you spell MGM backwards? I bet you can't. MGM. There you go.
He keeps moving and stops at another girl.
What kind of classes have you had? Ice skating classes, Mr. Moss, ballet classes, technique classes, stretch classes, jazz technique classes. This show is called Goddess. It ain't called classes. See ya.
Wow. And she walks away. In the back of the showroom, a door opens. A woman walks in. It's Cristal. He gets to know me and looks her over.
What kind of classes have you had?
I haven't had classes.
What are you doing here?
I'm watching you be a prick.
There's an almost collective intake of breath from other girls, and they all look at her. Tony Moss looks at her a long beat, then grins.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
In the back of the showroom, Cristal smiles. Interior, the showroom. The remaining girls are dancing to a hard rock number we saw Crystal do in the beginning of the script. Tony Moss watches them. Nomi looks like she's on fire. Her movements are sensuous, they're fluid, and yet, at a certain beats, almost spastic. It is the same kind of rhythm we saw her do at the Cheetah, but there is more body tension to it. Marty Jacobson indicates with her to his head to Tony Moss. Tony watches her in a long beat. The music ends. He confers with Marty. He goes up on stage and the girls stand there scared to death.
Okay, I want you.
Ouch. He points to a girl.
I want you.
He points to another girl. We see how a nervous Nomi is as he looks up and down the girls. After the longest moment, he points to her.
I want you. Thank you, ladies. You wasted my time and yours.
The other troop off the stage. Nomi and the two other girls stand there. He motions them closer to each other. He looks at them a long beat. Crystal is slowly walking around forward towards the stage.
Show me your tits.
They look at him a beat and hesitate.
We've got a topless show here, for Christ's sake. Let me see your tits.
A beat, and they take their tops off. Nomi looks strangely self-conscious. He goes from one to another, looking closely at their breasts. He looks for a longer moment at Nomi's, then looks in her eyes and meets his gaze.
Very nice, ladies. Let's do it again. I want to see some real extension.
Another rock song from Goddess comes on. They start to dance.
I said extension. Stretch them. I want to feel those uteruses stretching.
As they dance, he stays up on stage, watching their bodies and movements very closely.
Okay, that's enough.
He turns to one of the girls.
Try yoga or hanging from a ceiling or something. See ya. Wow, this guy's
She
an
goes
ass.
off, and he looks closely at Nomi and the other remaining girl who are standing there bare-breasted.
You got something wrong with your nipples?
No.
They're not sticking up. Stick them up.
What?
Play with them a little bit.
They're looking into each other's eyes, a beat, and she starts to gently massage her nipples. Crystal watches her.
I'm erect. How come you're not erect? Marty, bring some ice up here.
A beat and Marty, as they're holding ice cubes, he gives them to Tony. Tony holds them out to Nomi.
Put them on your tits.
She looks at him a beat and suddenly knocks his hand away, knocks the ice cubes out of them, and starts heading off the stage. Tony stares after her, and Crystal watches her leave.
I called that one, right? See ya, Pollyanna.
Enter the dressing room. She goes in. She is alone. She looks up in the mirror, and she is, of course, topless. She's sweating. A long moment as she looks at herself. We see tears welling in her eyes, and she turns away from the mirror and starts softly to cry. Behind her, Crystal stops by the open door and looks at her a long beat. And then Nomi turns to her crying, her mascara wrong beat, and then...
You got me the audition, didn't you? Why?
Maybe I like the way you dance. Maybe I like you. What difference does it make?
Did you enjoy that out there?
Yeah, I think I did, darling.
I hate you.
I know. They look at each other then. Wipe your nose. Here. She pushes a box of tissues towards her. A beat as they look at each other. Then Nomi takes the tissues, her eyes still on Crystal, and Crystal turns and goes. Exterior, we see a supervisor gathered with a dozen uniformed bellmen. James Smith is one of them. Suitcases are everywhere along the pavement. Buses are parked nearby. Oh, the orthodontist convention is over here. The realtors are coming in 20 minutes. Let's line them up. The bellmen, including James, start moving suitcases. As he moves a couple, he sees Nomi walking out the front door. She looks destroyed. He looks at her a beat, drops the suitcases, and goes to her.
Hey.
He sees the shape she's in.
Hey.
What are you doing here?
Is this the break? I did an audition.
No, it's not.
Okay. I did an audition.
Yeah, you didn't. Yeah, you want to be a showgirl?
She says nothing. Hey, Smith, what are you doing?
Didn't go too good, huh? Well, I'm happy about that.
She looks at him and flares.
don't, okay? I'm not in the mood.
Hey, Smith, I'm talking to you.
You don't want to be in this kind of show that what you're doing. At least it's honest. They want tits and ass. You give them tits and ass. Here they pretend they want something else. You still show them tits and ass?
She looks at him, and the supervisor is suddenly there. Hey, you want to work her? You want to work on your own time? You hear me? Get over there and start lining those bags. James looks at him a beat.
I'm talking to her.
What?
I said I'm talking to her. I ain't working her. I'm talking to her. And you're interrupting the conversation. That's rude, man.
As James talks, nobody starts to smile. The supervisor just stares at James in disbelief.
Now get the fuck out of here, asshole.
You're. He can't get the word fired out.
And take my fucking jacket.
He takes his uniform jacket off and quickly throws it to the supervisor, who just stares at it with his mouth open. James puts his arm around Nomi quickly and walks her away. She stops and laughs.
Now look at what you've done. You got me fired again. Ain't you got no shame? You're a real badass.
She looks at him and smiles. He puts his arm around her.
Look, what a beautiful day. Sun shining, neon blazing, money flowing. Shit, I'm gonna cheer you up. I'm gonna get you the best meal in town.
Interior his car day. It is a broken down jalopy. James is driving very fast in a very narrow alley. They are in downtown, a seedy part of Vegas. There is music on, thumping rock and roll. Nomi is wolfing down an enormous hamburger.
Man, you like that burger.
A beat. He looks at her.
Where are you from?
Different places.
You sure like talking about you, huh?
She looks at him, finishes her hamburger. She burps and laughs. Sexy. In exterior James Place day, he stops the car. It is in front of a dilapidated old downtown building, and she looks at him.
Where are we?
You think it's about your pussy, don't you? Wait a minute, sorry.
What
Sorry,
are you talking about? My pussy.
My place, I wanted to show you something. Sorry. So much on my mind.
She looks at him, even like a long beat, and she knows what he wants.
You think it's about your pussy now, don't you?
Now I do.
She looks at him.
You scared?
I can take care of my pussy.
He looks at her a beat, then nods. He opens the door. Interior James's place day. She steps in behind him. It's a very large room in a state of disarray. The walls are filled with photographs of James and others dancing. There's very little in the room, although the room is neat. A bed, a chair, a small table, a blaster on the nightstand.
Best sweet in town. Had to beg and plead to get it.
She goes to the walls and looks at the photographs of James and the others dancing.
This what you wanted to show me?
This nice big bed here, you mean?
They look at each other a beat. She smiles
I
a little.
wrote this number. It's about you.
You don't know anything about me.
He walks to a tape player on the floor.
I know you're a private dancer. I could only need 3 or other dancers. We could put it on the Shark Club, maybe.
She sees he's serious, is struck by his earnestness. He hits a button. We hear a powerful rap song booming through the warehouse.
I'll show you.
And he starts to dance. His movements are stylized, exaggerated, a combination of ballet and hip-hop. Just like in the hit movie, Step Up.
Come on now. Keep up with me. I know you can do it.
A beat. And she starts to dance with him, trying to match his rhythm and movements. At first clumsy, then she gets into it, and he dances over to a chair.
We work into the lap dance.
Oh God, this part. She is sitting on the chair. He's still moving, dancing, sitting down. She faces him, dancing, standing over him, and then against him, the way she did with Zach at the cheetah.
That's it. You got the moves. Come on down close to me.
And she bends down over him, dancing. His groin is against her body now, her face very near him as they do a very sexy, very exaggerated, stylized bump and grind. As they do it, he kisses her on the lips. The kiss turns more and more passionate. He moves his hands up and down her body, under her top, between her legs, and she suddenly freezes and turns away. A beat. He can't believe she's stopped.
What?
I have my period.
Yeah, right.
Think I'm lying?
Let me check.
So disgusting. Before he can touch
Yeah.
her, she walks to the door.
You don't fool me. I see you.
She stops in the doorway, looks at him surprised.
What do you see?
He walks towards her.
I see you hiding
From what?
from you.
They look at each other a long beat. Then she walks out onto the street. Exterior James's place. James appears in the doorway.
You got in some bad shit someplace, didn't you?
She does not look back anymore.
Thanks for the hamburger.
You're welcome.
Interior Molly's trailer day. She walks in. Molly is working on a dress at her sewing machine. As soon as we see her, she... where were you? What happened? Tony Moss called and said to call him right away. Nomi just stares at him. Here's the number. Call him. Nomi stands there, frozen. I'll call him. She dials the number. Mr. Moss, please. It's Nomi Malone. She hands Nomi the phone.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
She hands the phone back to Molly, stands there staring as if in a daze.
I got it.
You got it? You got it! Interior the cheetah night. She walks in wearing her jeans, boots, and black leather jacket that's tacky as fuck. Henrietta is up on stage doing her act, and she's singing.
She's the yellow rose of Texas. She charges $50. She's the richest girl in Texas, and all she does is fuck.
She walks by Henrietta through the throngs of men.
And oh, show me a home where the buffalo roam, and I'll show you a home full of shit.
She walks into the dressing room as Henrietta is cheered in the club. Interior dressing room, the cheetah night. Al Torres is sitting there, and the girls are coming in, and you're late. She starts taking some of her cosmetics and other things out of the drawer and starts putting them into a bag.
I'm gone.
She doesn't look at him.
I got another job, Al.
You're going down to the Crazy Horse too? They're giving you a better cut? I'll match it.
In Goddess at the Stardust.
Henrietta walks in. What's that, Henrietta?
What's so fucking funny? Yeah, what's so fucking...
She's going down to the Stardust. She's gonna be in the show.
Good for her. La-dee-da-dee-da-da, la-dee-da-da. She'll be back.
La-di-da, maybe?
La-dee-da. Fuck you. That's what I said. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Travis? Wow. Someone's about to end up in the waiting room again. She sits down in the front of the mirror.
No, I won't. I'll never come back.
You're a fucking stripper, don't you get it?
I'm a dancer.
You're a fucking dancer. Then Henry here's a fucking Virgin Mary.
I got bigger tits than the fucking Virgin Mary. I got a bigger mouth, too.
Ooh, you're going to hell. Naomi looks at Henry a bit, then goes to her, hugs her quickly, and kisses her on the cheek.
Goodbye, Henry.
God damn it, you're the only one who can get my tits popping right. Damn you! Damn you all to hell!
They hug a beat, and then she heads out with her bag and doesn't look at Al.
See ya, Al.
There's a silent smile, or the slightest smile when she says it. I ain't hiring you back, you hear me? Not even if you blow me. And she walks out. He stands at the door looking after her.
You are a blowhard, Al. That's what you are. Sometimes I like you so much and I feel like blowing you.
Al looks at her genuinely shocked and he makes a face. Jesus, Henry. Exterior, James's place night. Nomi knocks on the door.
James?
A long beat, and then the door opens. James stands there with a towel around him, smiling.
I got it.
Got what?
I'm in the show in Goddess.
It slowly dawns on James what she's talking about.
Oh, man.
He looks disgusted. They look at each other.
What about my number I wrote for you?
She looks at him a long beat, and he looks away from her, sad. Behind James, we hear a woman's voice in his room. James! He starts close to the door. Nomi stops him, peers around him, and sees Penny, the young, svelte stripper from the Cheetah. She's in bed, naked. I don't know why I'm Russian all of a sudden.
Be right there.
He closes the door, and she looks at him a long beat.
She gonna be in your number?
She can't dance.
But you're gonna teach her right. She's got talent, right?
He looks at her a beat, shakes his head. There's an iron half smile on his face.
Hey, you and me ain't got no ties.
Dancing ain't fucking, right?
Yeah, that's right.
See ya.
She turns and walks away. James is watching her go down. The door opens behind him. Penny comes out, scantily dressed. Oh my god, who was that?
So I know who wants to be in the number.
He doesn't look at Penny. She's still staring down the stairs. Oh, you're not going to give her my part, are you? He turns to her, looks at her, and cups her big breasts.
She can't dance. I wrote it for you.
Fucking
Ooh, that's
douche.
wow. What a fuck him.
Douche nozzle.
What a I'm
Alright,
a
enter Stardust office's day. Nomi walks into the office. She is wearing the simple, classy, sexy black dress she bought at Versace, and she wears high stiletto heels. She looks overdressed, of course, but magnifico. A receptionist looks up at her and down suspiciously.
Do you have an appointment?
I'm supposed to see Mr. Moss. I'm Nomi Malone.
Go on back.
Nomi nods. A slight beat, a slight hesitation. She gathers her gumption, oh, I love that word, and heads back to the inner office. Interior Tony Moss's office day. It is surprisingly very tastefully done. Tony Moss sits behind a desk. With him in the room are the choreographer, Marty Jacobson, the stage manager, Gay Carpenter, 42, a former showgirl, and the line captain, Dawn Torrance, 31, a former dancer who wears braces on her knees. As soon as Nomi walks in...
One day she looks like Pollyanna. The next day she looks like, I don't know, Lolita, maybe.
Lolita?
No.
Lolita, yeah, maybe. Nice dress.
She stands there self-consciously, clearly very nervous.
Thanks. I bought it at Versace.
They stare at her.
You didn't go to Jared?
They don't get it. They know that he means Versace. She sees that they don't get it.
In the forum?
They tried to hide their smiles. They understand now.
Oh yeah, Versace. I like Versace. Dumbass.
Me too.
Okay, you know, Marty, this is kind of crazy. Our stage manager, Don's our line captain. Oh, sorry. This is Gay, our stage manager. Don's our line captain. Oh.
They nod high and look over to her.
Hi.
If you let me down, I'm going to lose my reputation for being such an all-knowing prick. I work very hard for that reputation, so don't do it. Deal?
He smiles. She looks at him off balance in disbelief that he's being so nice.
Deal.
Gay's going to show you around.
Gay gets up and starts leading her out of the room. Fuck, I'm
We'll do
a run through this afternoon.
Okay.
They watch her and see how green she is.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Oh yeah. They always tell you that in Vegas before that take your money.
Tony and Marty laugh. Nomi smiles a little. She's probably too dumb to get the joke. Interior Stardust backstage day. Gay is taking her through the dressing rooms, heading towards the stairs to the leading on the stage. Okay, maintain your weight, wear your makeup and costumes properly. Don't take your costumes home. Don't ever go out on stage crying, and eat plenty of brown rice and vegetables. Stay indoors. I don't want to see any tan lines. Do you eat plenty of brown rice and vegetables?
Sure.
This is your table here. She stops and turns on lights around the mirror. Nomi looks at her dressing table, her mirror. It is a long way from the cheetah. She stares for a long beat, then Gay keeps walking. Okay, I'll take you up to personnel. They'll want some information.
Well, what information?
Finally, the usual information. Nomi looks nervous. Interior personnel office day. She sits in front of the middle-aged, very officious-looking woman. Which is Travis.
Date of birth. Date
Nomi
of
looks
birth.
nervous.
7373.
Place of birth.
New York.
New York, New York.
Yes.
She keeps
Okay,
watching. The
nearest
woman is writing down.
Nearest family members.
I don't have any family.
Deceased.
Yeah.
Have you ever been arrested, charged with a criminal offense?
No.
Social security number.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to check that.
Do that.
All right. Sorry.
Do that.
Interior corridor. Offices later. She is walking down the corridor. She looks disturbed. Phil Newkirk comes down the hallway or the corridor. The fancier word for hallway was Zach Carey and the entertainment director. They are laughing about something. Then they see her.
Hey, you got it, huh? Nice going. Oh, God. Nice going, Zach Carey. This is Nomi Malone. Oh, sure. I remember her. Hi.
Hi.
This is the first time that she and Zach have seen each other since the sexy, sexy, sexy lap dance at the cheetah. Woo! George, still sweating from that. They shake hands a little clumsily, a little embarrassed.
Oh, yeah. I'll bet you remember her. Well, she's pretty memorable. I'm glad you're a part of the team. I'm glad you're part of the team. Nice dress.
Thanks. It's a Versace.
She still looks embarrassed. As they head away, Phil starts to laugh. Zach turns back to her.
Versace.
He pronounces it correctly.
What?
Versace. That's how it's pronounced.
Oh.
You got great taste. You look beautiful.
He says it gently, shyly, with feeling, because
Thank
she rubbed
you.
him off. Say thank you, Nomi, and go away.
Thank you so much. I'm ready. Let me put my wig.
Interior showroom stage. Oh, this is still me. Stage with two other girls in leotards. The tards are Bob Fosse style leotards cut so high up the sides that they reveal part of their buttocks and side boob, probably. With her are Marty Jacobson, the choreographer, and Dawn Torrance, the line captain. All right, this is Nomi, Sunny, Nikki, and Dawn. They smile hi to her. Okay, they'll run through it once, and you just watch, and then you'll blend in, okay?
Have you eaten?
No.
What would you like?
I don't know. Burger, fries, and a soda.
The other girls smile.
Get her some brown rice, vegetables, a bottle of Evian. Okay, let's do it.
Hard thumping rock and roll comes on, and the three girls start to dance. Interior showroom stage later, Nomi stares as the three girls dance. Twisting their tortos, Hi, Travis. Twisting their torsos to the right and the left, extending legs to the right. They head to the right, then the left arm across, then the right leg going forward, then sweeping in a ballistic jerky movements until together across the floor. Interior stage later, Nomi dances with them as Marty and Dawn watch. No, hold it. Stop. Music stops. Okay, no. Do it like this. You twist, turn, and then twist again. Do it, okay? Marty does it. Okay, now do it without the music. She does it, twisting her hip. Okay, all right, and music. All right, the music starts again, and he does the movements with her. Interior stage later, Nomi dancing with the others. Marty stands next to her. The music is playing. Okay, hold it in. Control it. Okay, Nomi does it, and slower. Okay, I didn't say slower. I said more control. Marty watches it as it's a long beat. She keeps dancing. All right, stay synchronized. All right, stay with him. 1, 2, 1, 2. He watches her as she dances with the other girls. She is sweating. Interior stage later, she's dripping with sweat. All right, thrust it. I said thrust it. Nomi really thrusts her hips in a kind of bump and grind done to dance. All right, that's enough. The music stops. All right, thank you. Nomi has an Evian bottle in hand and is taking a big slug. Dawn? What was that, Dawn?
Good.
All right, okay. Do some heel work with her, Dawn. I'm worried about her balance.
How long do you think it'll be before I can do the show?
You're starting tonight. And he walks away.
Tonight?
She looks petrified. As Marty heads off stage, Tony Moss comes in through the back door.
How'd she do?
He watches her as Dawn does some exercises with her. She's no butterfly. She's all pelvic thrust. She prowls. She's got it.
I wonder how she got it.
She certainly didn't learn it.
She learned it all right, but they don't teach it in any class.
All right, interior dressing room night. She is in front of the mirror at her dressing table. Dawn stands next to her and is helping her with her makeup. Molly is working on her costume, which she is already wearing. On either side of her is the dressing table are Sunny and Nikki, the two dancers we saw with her at Marty Jacobson's run-through.
Use some eyeliner.
Nomi does it.
Not too much. Darken the eyebrows a little.
How do you feel?
Don't ask.
Oh no, not again.
As they turn, 3 monkeys come bouncing into the dressing room, jumping on the table, scurrying about, knocking things down. They are yells and screams as things are spilled. Stagehands come racing to the room after them. A little man in his 50s comes in, very upset, wearing a black bolero outfit. The magic monkeys are his act. Oh my god, Hector, damn it! I told you if this happened again.
So sorry. They got the heat. They make babies.
Babies? Oh my god, I just got that. Monkey jumps up on Nomi's table, smears some makeup on as she watches wide-eyed, then looks at himself in the mirror, looking pleased, then looks at her and jumps away. She giggles. 4 or 5 tables away from her, 2 dancers, Annie and Julie, saw them in the beginning of the script, are pushing and yelling at each other.
You fucking slut. You touch my makeup again, I'll fucking kill you.
I'm a slut. You fucked that kid from the pizza place. Ugh.
You fucked the meter reader.
To get out of a ticket. Ugh, duh. Julie hurls herself at Annie as stagehands and others try to separate them. And then one of the monkeys, making his way out the back room with the stagehands in pursuit, jumps right up on both of them, and Annie and Julie scream. Nomi is standing in the front of the mirror, taking a long look at herself, Dawn and Molly next to her.
Showtime.
And Nomi looks at her with panic in her eyes. Interior backstage stairway. They are at the bottom of the long steel stairway leading from the dressing room and the stage. It is a dim, half-lit down here. They are ready to go up. We see Sunny, Annie, Julie, Nikki, and Sal, straight male dancer, and Felix and Daryl, the 2 gay dancers. Nomi is with them. Molly and Dawn alongside her. Annie and Julie are still giving each other ugly looks. Hector and Stagehand run down the stairs with the escape monkeys as they go by him. Hey, there's some shit on the stage. They've always got the shits. It's the damn garlic.
Where?
Top left.
Watch your turns there. It's slippery.
All right, we see Sunny and Val put a vial to her nose in a half light. She snorts the vial. Want some toot? A beat and she shakes her head. Dawn pretends to look the other way. A stanchion brings out a bowl of ice. Julie takes it first and passes it around. She puts ice cubes on her nipples and holds the ice there. Others take it and do the same thing. A beat. Nomi takes the ice and does it too. All the dancers are, of course, topless. She sees Crystal coming out of her dressing room in costume. Molly is with her. The dancers start to go up the stairs, passing Dawn, who is halfway up.
110, 1, 2.
Crystal approaches and looks at Nomi. Molly walks up to the staircase. Nomi suddenly hugs Molly.
I love you.
4, 5.
The dancers rush up the staircase and arrive at the stage level, interior stage. The dancers rocket on stage almost ballistically and start to dance. Molly and Dawn arrive together backstage. We see them watching Nomi from their point of view. At first, stiff, wary, Gwinchy, she starts getting into the music, losing herself in it, letting it run through her veins. Yeah, work it, girl. Molly is smiling, watching her. At first, Dawn is expressionless, and then she starts to smile too. We hold on Nomi's face as she hears applause, and she smiles radiantly, but isn't just the smile, her entire being radiates.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Stardust proudly presents Miss Crystal Connors.
And Crystal comes dancing out to the front of the stage to huge applause as Nomi and the others dance behind her. For a few moments, Nomi is right behind her so that it appears she and Crystal are dancing together. And then Crystal moves away to dance with Felix as the audience applauds her. Interior stage later, as they dance off and head running away for the stairway, interior stairway, as they go charging at breakneck pace to change costumes for the next number, they head down the stairs in this order. First Sal, then Julie, Annie, Nikki, Felix, Sunny, Daryl, Crystal, and Nomi last. Interior dressing room as they hurry, and Dawn immediately shepherds Nomi to her table. She gets to her table. Nomi sees an explosion of roses in a vase. She stops stairs a beat, but Dawn is hurrying her. She starts taking her costume off with Dawn helping her. As she does, she opens the card. We see it in a close-up. It says, "Good luck, love," and is signed Zach Carey. What's that, Nomi?
Yeah,
Was I okay?
You were just fine.
She is almost finished changing when Marty is down there. Okay, so your right leg extension needs work. It's 8 steps on the sweep, not 6. I'll get somebody to work with you tomorrow. Be here at noon. And Marty hurries off. Finished changing, she looks at herself in the mirror as Dawn heads away. 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Better flowers, a long beat, like a little girl lost and alone. At the moment, Molly runs up to her. Yay! Hugging, they dance around a little and circle and laugh.
Look what I got.
She indicates the flowers. Ooh, wow. Ooh. At the next table, Sunny is putting more makeup on. They'll be wilted by tomorrow. Oh my god, they will not. Won't you put some more of that shit up your nose, Sunny? Come on, you gotta go. As Molly leads her running towards the stairs. Exterior in front of the Stardust night. She heads out with Molly in the parking lot. She has her roses in her arms. They are giggling very up. When she steps out, she sees James standing there in the darkness, all creepy like. She keeps going.
What's that, James?
Well,
Damn it,
can I
James.
talk to you a minute? Can I talk to you a minute?
She doesn't respond.
Please?
Talk.
Alone?
Nomi looks at him a beat. I'll wait in the car.
I'll be right there.
She looks at James long beat, doesn't know how to begin.
Who sent you the flowers?
None of your business.
Okay, look, I just wanted to say...
He shrugs, embarrassed.
You and me ain't got no ties.
It's the same line he used on her. Ouch.
I've got a problem with pussy. Okay, I always have. I'm always gonna. But I meant to say what I said to you.
I'm not interested in your problems.
I'd write it for you. But then I did tell her I'd teach her, and I did fuck her.
She looks at him, sees his honesty and his earnestness.
Who you fuck is your business. I'm not making it mine.
James looks at her, exasperated by her coolness. He's getting a little angry.
Well, it ain't like I'm pussy.
Oh no.
It was perfect. It cut out, but it was perfect. Zach Carey gets out of a brand new black Ferrari nearby. She watches him.
Ain't you got nothing to say?
No.
Zach is heading by them. He smiles at her.
Thanks for the flowers.
A beat, he stops, looks at her, and glances James up and down.
Tony says, "You did great."
I never got flowers before.
Really? Well, I'm sure you'll get a lot of them.
A beat as they look at each other. He glances James up and down again and heads towards the backstage door.
He gave them to you?
ESPN! Jesus.
That wasn't ESPN.
Yes,
I did that on
did.
purpose. I did that on purpose.
Yes, he did.
She doesn't like his grin. She starts walking toward Molly's car. He keeps pace.
What is
Damn it,
he, a
Travis.
pimp? Actually, I'll show you what it was. What is he, a pimp? Only people I know got a pimp cars are pimps.
He's the entertainment director.
The entertainment director. That's what I said. He's a pimp, bro.
She stops him and looks at him. She looks for a second like she's going to hit him as he grins at her. Then she speaks sweetly with great control.
Good luck with your number, James. I'm sure you can teach her to be a great dancer.
Well.
And then she goes off towards Molly's car. His grin dies. He didn't expect her to say that. Interior Toyota, exterior strip night. She opens the door, gets in. She's got a big smile on her face. Her flowers in her hand. As soon as she gets in, Molly steps up on the gas and they head out of the parking lot, turn onto the strip, encased in a world of blazing, exploding phosphorescent neon that is Las Vegas.
I wanna party!
I've got another test tomorrow as they drive by the volcano at the Mirage, which is just in the middle of erupting. Nomi stares at it. Molly looks at her, sees how disappointed she is. You can take the car.
It ain't a party without you.
Molly looks at her without looking at the fiery volcano. I can make chicken pot pie. We can have our own party. Nomi puts the roses to her nose, smells them, and she turns suddenly to Molly.
I love chicken pot pie.
Chicka pot pie. Interior trailer night. They have changed. Molly wears an old robe, Nomi a Harley Davidson t-shirt, as she puts her flowers in a vase, or a vase, if you will, in the tiny living room. She is smelling her roses, and Andrew Carver's song is playing. Molly is only a few feet away in the kitchen waiting for the chicka pot pie.
What I really feel like doing is getting laid.
Ugh, don't start. Ugh,
I do.
don't. I mean it.
Didn't you ever have a boyfriend here?
Are you kidding? By the time the show's over, the only people out there are drunks, slot heads, but Andrew Carver's my boyfriend. She shrugs. She's put up the pie on a big plate. This looks really good. She cuts a piece. Nomi tastes it. How is it?
It's better than getting laid.
They laugh. The phone ring. Molly picks it up, swallowing a big piece of pie. Hello? Oh, it's Molly. I'm eating. It's my dad. We're having a party.
Give him to me. Give me.
She grabs the phone from Molly, who laughs.
Mr. Abrams, this is Nomi. I got into a show at the Stardust, and I got this big bouquet of flowers. You should see them. They're so beautiful.
She's very excited and bedazzled. Little girl sharing her excitement with her father. But of course, it's Molly's father she's talking to. Interior stage at Stardust Day. It is dark. Nomi walks in, and it seems there's no one else there.
Hello? Anybody here?
Back here. She steps back into the shadows, into the half light, and she sees Crystal sitting there with her legs crossed in front of her. She wears leather pants, very expensive ostrich cowboy boots, and a beautifully bejeweled denim jacket. Very classy and very fancy straw cowboy hat.
What are you doing here?
What am I doing here? I'm doing the finest cocaine in the world, darling. You want some? Nomi looks at her a beat, shakes her head. Crystal snorts a line of coke as she's laid out with a rolled up $100 bill. It's great for the muscles. She gets up and they look at each other a beat. I told Marty it'll work on your turns with you, darling. Except I feel a little turned inside out today. She smiles and Nomi looks at her evenly, doesn't smile.
Cut the shit, okay?
Shh. Not you. You quiet, not you. Sorry. Crystal looks at her a beat.
Shit.
Someone keeps replying. Okay, we got off on the wrong foot. You want to start dancing all over again? They have their eyes on each other.
Why?
Why not? They look at each other, their faces unsmile. Ouch, ow, ow, a long beat. You want to walk down to Spago and get something to eat?
Where is it?
Next to Versace.
Versace.
Yeah. Versace. Interior Spago Day. I want sushi now. It is at Caesar's Forum. They have been seated at dinner at the table. Crystal keeps her cowboy hat on and wears a wraparound shades. She looks glamorous. Nomi sits across from her in a black leather jacket, a Harley t-shirt, and jeans, looking relatively scruffy. People are staring at Crystal. Nomi sees a waiter, hovers about excitedly. They have their menus at hand. Travis, God damn it, stop doing that.
I don't know what this stuff is.
I'll order for you. Nomi is very wary and defensive, almost hostile.
Do they have any brown and vegetables?
Do you like brown rice and vegetables?
Yeah.
You do?
Sort of.
She avoids Crystal's eyes. Really? Nomi looks at her a long beat as she looks at her menu.
It's worse than dog food.
Nomi smiles almost against her will. Damn it, Travis!
It is.
I've had dog food.
You have?
A long time ago, I used to like it.
I used to like it too.
What just happened? Interior Spago later. They are eating salads and sashimi. Crystal has a bottle of Roder Cristal in front of her. She is pouring Nomi some.
I get a headache from champagne.
This isn't champagne. This is holy water. I named myself after this holy water. Chrissy Lou Connors used to have dingy brown hair and little tits. It's just amazing what paint and a surgeon can do. She smiles, and she's a little high off the champagne and probably all the cocaine from earlier, and she raises her glass in a toast. You've got great tits. They're really beautiful, honey.
Thank you.
They clink glasses. Crystal smiles. I like nice tits. I always have. How about you?
I like having nice tits.
I bet you do. A beat and Crystal's eyes are directly on hers. How do you like having them? A beat and Nomi's eyes are directly on Crystal's.
What do you mean?
You know what I mean. There's a long beat between them as they look at each other, deadpan, and then Nomi smiles. Quick, knowing smile that immediately disappears.
I like having them in a nice dress or in a tight top.
You like to show them off.
I didn't like showing them off at the cheetah.
Why not? I liked looking at them there. Everyone liked looking at them there.
It made me feel like a hooker.
A beat, and then Crystal smiles, her eyes intensely on Nomi's again. You are a whore, darling. A beat, and then we see a hurt anger on Nomi's face.
No, I'm not.
We all are. We take cash or we cash the check. We show them what they want to see.
Maybe you're a whore, Crystal, but I'm not.
Crystal looks at her long beat, stung. Then she starts putting money on the table. You and me, we're exactly alike. I said we're exactly alike.
Oh, I'll never be like you, Crystal.
They look at each other a long beat, and as they look at each other, 3 men come up to their table.
We're sorry to disturb you, Miss Connors. Could we ask you to sign these for us?
They have pens and pieces of paper. I'd be happy to, darling. What's your name?
Frank, I'm from Galveston.
She's signing the piece of paper. Well, I'm just a little old farm girl from Del Rio, Frank.
Didn't I tell you she was from Texas?
She finished the autograph and gets up and puts a piece of paper to her lips, making an imprint of her lips on it.
Woo-wee! Look at that!
Crystal leaves, Nomi follows.
Can I
Can I
have
have me one of those just like that?
Okay.
You want a girl to use up all her lipstick on you? Crystal laughs and leans over and kisses Nomi on the cheek, leaving lipstick smear. Do you want to dance?
Right now?
Their eyes are on each other. It's now or never. Interior of the stage day. It's dark. Suddenly the stage lights go on. Crystal and Nomi face each other, both of them wearing high-cut Bob Fosse-style leotards. There is no one else here. A beat as they look at each other. It is very quiet. And then Crystal smiles a long beat, and then Nomi smiles a shy, girlish smile. Hard, thumping rock music on the show comes on, and Crystal starts to dance in front of Nomi. Follow me. A beat, Nomi starts to dance facing her. They are thrusting at hips at each other. Eyes on each other. Their bodies are almost touching. Harder. She starts to pump harder and then goes to Naomi. Their eyes on each other. Give me more. Facing each other. Their legs are touching now. Their torsos moving, bobbing, not quite touching. Crystal's head is back. Her eyes closed. They are both sweating heavily. And as the music continues, Crystal suddenly stops dancing. After a beat, so does Nomi. They look at each other. Crystal puts her arms behind Nomi's back, slowly lifts Nomi's arms as the music continues. A long beat as Crystal holds Nomi's arms high, and then she moves her face towards her body, kisses her armpit. Ew, very gently. Her sweaty armpit. Apparently that's sexy. The song ends, the music stops. In the sudden absolute silence, they look down at each other. Crystal very gently pulls Nomi's leotard down over one breast, leans in closely, and kisses her breast. You are a whore, darling. I told you. Nomi freezes slowly. She moves a step backward, detaching her breast from Crystal's lips.
Bitch.
Crystal straightens up, smiles. She touches Nomi again. Nomi slaps her hand away, turns, and walks away. Are we done? She picks up her sweater.
I am done.
Isn't that a pity? I could have helped you.
Yeah, right.
Crystal follows her, shutting off the stage lights and it gets pretty dark as they walk towards the staircase. They go down to the steep staircase towards the dressing room. Crystal is a complete steps behind Nomi, and the sound of their steps resonates sharply on the steel of the staircase. You know what the best advice I ever got? You're up there on stage, hoping for a spot. If people get in your way, step on them. If you're the only one left standing up there, they hire you. That's about it. Thank you and good night, ladies and gentlemen. Elvis has left the building. She laughs and disappears into her dressing room. Nomi stands there for a moment and walks away. Interior dressing room night. They are in between numbers, changing their costumes. At the dressing table next to Nomi and Phil, Newkirk, the public relations guy, is talking to Nikki. We can't hear what they're saying. Ow! Just bit my face. Down the row of tables, Julie is getting ready with her 2 little kids next to her. Little boy and little girl, about 4 and 6 years old. Little boy and little girl are about 4 and 6. Oh, I already said that. The kids see the cage with the monkeys being pushed through the corridor. Travis, honey, your little girl.
Oh, Well, Mommy, can we see the monkeys?
Julie is looking at herself in the mirror, putting makeup on. They're busy now, honey. I want to see the little boys! The little monkeys, Mommy! He says it in a loud voice.
What are they doing, Mommy?
At the next table, Annie is quickly getting annoyed with the kids. The little girl is taking her lipstick. Annie grabs it back. I want to see the monkeys! I want to see the monkeys!
Why can't we see the monkeys? Why can't we?
Will you get these fucking kids out of here?
You said the F word. You said the F word. Oh my god.
Shut the fuck up.
And the little girl starts to cry very loudly as Julie puts her arms around her and holds her. As she holds her, she stares at Annie like she's going to kill her. Phil Newkirk comes over to Nomi's dressing table. We see Molly working on Sunny's costumes on the other side of Nomi.
There's a Jaguar convention coming in next week. They need 2 girls. Nikki's gonna do it. You interested? It's $1,000.
$1,000? To do what?
To represent your hotel for a day. You wear your costumes and you smile. They take your picture. Man, where's that job today?
$1,000? Yeah, thanks.
You can have that job, Travis, if you want your tits out all day.
Well, okay. I mean, okay. Well, Crystal
Gotta wear
here
your
recommended
lingerie.
you.
Crystal
Yeah, I
is
gotta wear my lingerie.
her lingerie. Crystal is suddenly there on her way out of the dressing room and Nomi turns to her.
Thanks.
It's my pleasure, darling. You'll do my nails sometime. She keeps going. Nomi smiles, follows Crystal.
We got to talk about that magazine layout.
The girls start leaving the room. The next number, Molly holds Nomi back. Ugh, don't do it. Nomi looks at her a beat.
What? 1,000? Why not?
Molly, I need you, said Crystal. Molly hangs up the costume she's holding and hesitates for a moment before she moves away. Look, I know some of the girls who've done it. They didn't like it. But their words are drowned out by Crystal, who appears half naked in the doorway. Molly, I'm waiting. Molly rushes away as Nomi starts going towards the stairs.
Did you do it before?
Yeah?
Did you?
Did I like it? Sure, I liked it. Interior Convention Center day, we see dozens of Jaguars displayed around the showroom. It is a Jaguar car dealers convention. Woo! There are hundreds of people. We see Nomi and Nikki wearing their costumes from the show. They wear tops too, but they are so skimpy they may as well be topless.
A series of quick cuts. 1. Nomi and Nikki, with 2 corporate types standing against a Jaguar, arm in arm, their pictures being taken. 2. Nomi lying across the hood of a Jaguar, striking poses, looking very sexy, as being crowd around the car to take her picture. 3. Nomi and Nikki with a bunch of other girls from other shows and other costumes, smiling for a group portrait. 4. Nomi and Nikki standing at a booth signing goddess programs for a line of men, smiling. Interior Convention Center day. Nomi and Nikki stand at the booth. There is no one there.
I'm gonna get crippled. She
shakes her right hand. She's in pain. She sees Phil Newkirk heading toward the booth with an Asian man in his 60s.
Oh, shit, here he comes.
She says it afraid and angry.
Hey guys, how's it going?
He and the Asian man smile.
Just fine.
Tough gig, huh?
Very tough.
This is my friend, Mr. Okita. He's from Bangkok.
The man bows. He has a silly grin on his face.
He's one of our very, very high rollers.
Nomi and Nikki smile at him.
We thought we'd take you guys out to dinner tonight after the show. We have some lobster here, Caesar sing. You ever hear Caesar sing? That guy's great. You'll love him. Caesar sing! Yeah.
Caesar sing!
Yeah, Caesar, I'll sing, and then we'll go back to my place and we'll sing just the 4 of us. How about it?
We sing! We sing!
He leers at the girls.
Yeah, we'll sing a lot of songs.
Okay.
She doesn't look at them. She keeps her eyes down.
Okay, good deal.
Okay, good deal.
He laughs and leers. Not me. A beat as Okita and Phil look at her. Nikki keeps her eyes down. Nomi starts to walk away. Phil comes after her and grabs her arm.
Be nice.
Get your hands off me! Some people are glancing at them. In the background, we see Okita watching them, laughing.
Listen, you're getting $1,000 for this.
For this! This! She indicates the show. Phil sees how angry she is, sees people looking at them.
Forget it, okay? No harm done, no damage.
And he turns and walks back to Nikki and Okita. Interior dressing room, early evening. She walks in. She looks very angry, very upset. She's wearing her black leather jacket, her Harley t-shirt, her jeans. She sees Crystal talking to Zach in the dressing room. She looks at them a beat, then walks up to them. Can I talk to you?
Sure.
He sees how upset she is. So does Crystal.
Did you have a nice day? Oh,
Did you have
sorry.
a nice day,
What the
darling?
fuck? No.
Damn it, Travis.
Damn.
Interior backstage, the prop room later. It's dark. It is a huge cavernous room. We see all kinds of props in the background. She and Zach are alone. Zach looks at her a long beat. He's upset, but he's cool, all inhaled.
Jesus, I'm sorry. Some people just don't get it.
She stands there, looks at him. He takes a portable telephone off his belt, dials.
Get Phil Newkirk down here in the prop room right away.
He shuts his phone off. Nobody looks at him a long beat. Thank you. She turns to go.
I want you to stay.
His phone buzzes. He picks it up.
Yeah, the drop is up 33% in those 58 machines. The bottom line will be around 250. Okay?
He shuts the phone off, looks at her, and smiles.
I got an MBA for this. That's what this business has come to. Cost analyzing each damn slot machine.
She looks at him as he smiles, and then smiles with him. What's an MBA?
Zach, you in here?
He steps around some props, sees Zach standing there with Nomi. He gives Nomi a look.
If I ever hear anything like this again, you're out of here.
He says it with great intensity, but there's a calmness over it, a basic cool.
Zach, listen, nothing happened. Yeah, something happened.
Nomi watches him.
She jumped to conclusions, Zach. And if it happens again to anybody, you're going to jump your conclusion without your golden parachute.
And look at each other a beat.
You owe me an apology.
Or her. Phil looks at him a beat, then turns to her.
You owe her an apology, sir. I'm sorry.
He looks like he means it.
Get out of here.
And Phil goes. She stands there a long beat looking at him.
An MBA is a degree you put up in college. It's mostly worthless in the real world.
She looks at him a long beat. You go for it, don't you?
I try to.
Their eyes are on each other. A bell rings. Showtime.
That's for sure.
He watches her as she goes out. When she's gone, he picks the phone up again and dials.
Phil, you dumb schmuck. Get back down here, will ya?
He grins. Interior dressing room. She goes back in, sees the door to Crystal's dressing room open, steps to it. Crystal is shaving her legs. I'm glad you're looking out for me, Crystal. It was nice of you to recommend me to Phil. Crystal shaves her legs, then looks up.
What are friends for?
She smiles. Interior stairway to the stage night. Nomi with Annie, Julie, Nikki, Sunny, Felix, and Daryl in the left are waiting to go up. Molly, a flashlight in her mouth, is sewing something on Annie's costume. Sal, passing Annie, puts his hand on her crotch. She tries to hit him, but misses. You do that again, Sal, I'll break your fucking fingers.
Hey, I can't help it if you don't have a gay partner. Oh, he's not gay. He's so hetero. He wants everybody to see how hetero he is.
Bring that flashlight over here, Mom. I want to see how big he is.
You want a knuckle sandwich? Can I have mine anally, please? Anally?
Sal threatens to hit him. We see Sunny tooting it up, man. Can't you guys just stop it? Jesus. She has ice on her nipples. Annie sees Julie staring at her. What are you looking at? Julie doesn't say anything, just stares at her. Interior stage. They're doing a number we haven't seen on screen before. It concludes with some of the girls being picked up and held on the guy's shoulders. Crystal is the focus of attention. From Nomi's POV, we see Julie's hand as she's dancing. We see her drop 4 rhinestones on the stage, right in the path of Daryl, who has Annie on his shoulders as he dances. But his back is to Julie. He doesn't see the rhinestones on the floor. Nomi is dancing alone, farther from Daryl and Annie. She sees them get closer to the rhinestone on the floor, but she can't do anything about it. Daryl, with Annie atop him, dances closer to the rhinestones. We see his boot getting closer and closer, and then his boot is atop 2 of the rhinestones, and he turns, loses his balance. We see it almost in slow motion, and he falls with Annie atop him. They both go down on the floor of the stage. It's cement underneath the wood, very hard. Interior stage wings, night. Annie and Daryl are on the floor with people all around them. Annie and Daryl are in great pain. Annie is crying.
It's her right knee.
It isn't broken, is it?
What happened?
My foot went out from under me.
Felix is holding his hand. A stagehand comes up to them.
This is what happened.
He holds 3 rhinestones in his hand.
I wonder how those got up there.
Nomi looks at her, so do the others.
They probably came off a costume.
Julie looks at Annie crying.
Jesus, poor Annie. Tough break.
And she leaves. Nomi and the others look at her. Interior corridor towards dressing room, night. Nomi heads quickly through the corridor, which is filled with medical and show people. It's loud there. The door to Crystal's room is open as she passes. We hear and see snatches of the following dialogue.
It's my fucking decision. I'll make it. Can anyone hear me?
Zach, Tony.
Okay. You'll decide, but with my blessing. I'm the producer. It's my show. And I hired your show. You're my producer. She was my understudy. I want to
She was
voice her.
my understudy.
Said
I
it.
want a voice in this. You're not every character, Travis.
I'm
Get over
sorry.
yourself.
We're not sure how much of this muffled, heated conversation that Travis kept interrupting Nomi heard. Interior dressing room, night. Nomi and some other girls walk in. Dawn is at Annie's table, putting her personal things in a plastic bag. Julie is already sitting.
She broke it.
Shit, that's at least 3 months. Bad karma, huh?
She smiles a very assured, hard smile. Nomi looks away from her, back into the mirror. She sees Julie's little girl jumping on Annie's chair and picking up Annie's lipstick. Gay sticks her head around the corner.
Nomi, your mother's waiting for you.
Nomi turns to her, badly startled. We see fear on her face. My mother?
But for your sake, I hope she's not.
Interior backstage, night. We see a close-up of Henrietta Bazoom's fat, sweaty face as she stands on the dark and empty stage in her low-cut evening gown. As soon as she sees Nomi, we hear the guttural voice from hell.
If a light sleeper can sleep with a light on, can a hard sleeper sleep with a heart on? What's a tiger? A tiger is a big pussy that eats people. What's a lion? A lion is a...
Henry! She runs to her, hugs this big woman, kisses her cheek.
I can't get shit on, but I don't like getting spit on.
They
Yeah,
laugh.
yeah.
Hi.
Al Torres, the manager of the Cheetah, walks up to her. He's dressed up in his nicest suit. Hi, Al. They shake hands, a bit formal.
You look like shit.
She looks better than a 10-inch dick, and you know it. Oh.
They smile a beat.
So, you like it here?
What do you think? She was going to miss you?
Yeah. Well, we miss you.
She misses us like the lump on my twat I had taken off last week.
Nomi laughs a little. Al shakes his head.
Jesus, Henry.
He doesn't know what to say. And suddenly Henrietta moves her elbow and her breasts pop out, then back in, out again, then back in. Henrietta theatrically rolls her eyes.
We saw the show. You're good.
Thanks, Al. She looks at him touched. He avoids her eyes.
Real good.
He still looks down, doesn't look at her. A long beat. They don't know what to say.
Well, you take care, kid.
He gives her a fast brush on the cheek. Nomi goes to Henry and hugs her. Bye, Henry. Al smiles, waves at Nomi, and taking Henrietta's hand, they slowly make their way waddling across the big stage. Al turns back a second, still holding her hand.
Hey, Gnome. Must be weird not having anyone come on you.
He laughs and they go out the back door. She stares after them, a long beat in the semi-darkness, lost in her thoughts.
Can I give you a ride?
She looks at him, distracted, still lost in her thoughts. I've got one.
Okay, good night.
And he starts to walk across the stage. She watches him, then suddenly, wait! A beat, and then he turns and looks at her. Interior, his Ferrari, night. As he drives, she sits next to him.
Have you ever been in one of these?
She shakes her head, looks straight ahead. They are in the beltway around Vegas. The neon city glows in the darkness a distance away from them.
I've always wanted one. It's some car, isn't it?
He races it a little. She looks at him. It doesn't suck. He looks at her, smiles, then looks away. She's still looking at him.
Where am I going? You'll have to give me directions.
To your place. He looks at her, very surprised. She's looking right at him, her face expressionless, and then she smiles a little bit. Interior Zach's house, night. It's very expensive, done in a faultless southwestern motif. He's in the kitchen opening a bottle of champagne. She's walking around the living room looking at framed photographs of Zach with high-profile entertainers like Elvis, Sinatra, Wayne Newton. Prominently, Zach with Crystal and with Andrew Carver. Outside the living room, beyond the big sliding glass doors, we see a beautifully lighted swimming pool with a fountain arching over it, the fountain spraying directly into the pool. He comes out of the kitchen with a bottle of Crystal and glasses on a silver tray. He puts the tray down. She watches him. You like Crystal? He looks at her a beat. Is she talking about the champagne or about Crystal Connors?
I like a lot of different champagnes, but I always stick to champagne.
He pours her champagne. He gives her a glass. So what's Andrew Carver like?
Are you nervous? Don't be.
He looks at her directly. She holds his eyes a beat. I'm not. I liked it when you came. I liked your eyes. A long beat as he looks at her, taken aback, and she casually walks out the sliding glass doors to the swimming pool. She starts to take her clothes off, her back to him. He watches her body. She jumps into the pool. Exterior pool. She's up against the side of the pool naked. Her arms are on the side of the pool. Her head is back. Her eyes are closed. The water from the fountain is hitting the pool water a few feet in front of her. We hear a splash of water as we hold on her face, tilted against the night sky, her eyes closed, and then she moves her head to the side and back again, as his head in between her legs under the water. She wraps her legs around his head as he comes up from under the water and puts his mouth on her breast, holding her head back by her hair, pulling her onto him by her butt with the other hand, and then he kisses her hard, pulls her farther away from the side into the water. The spray from the fountain is hitting her face now, as his hands pull her legs wider. She moans as he's inside her, her head back, the spray hitting her face, her head tilted back. Exterior pool, night. She's against the side of the pool. Her face is turned away from him now. His hand is inside her mouth open. He holds her by the mouth. Her head is back. His other hand is inside the cleft of her butt. He's inside her, under the water. She moves against him, up and down, back and forth, bump and grind, the lap dancer's movement. As he pulls her backwards, turning her head roughly, she starts to moan. The water from the fountain hits her in the face as she comes and tries to breathe. Interior, his bedroom, dawn. She's sitting on the side of the bed, getting dressed. It's getting light outside. He's asleep, wakes up, sees her dressing. He moves to hold her. She moves away from him.
Stay with me. I'll drive you back in the morning.
It is morning. She's putting clothes on and doesn't look at him.
Please?
She looks at him. I've got a taxi coming.
You send it back.
A beat. She turns away from him again and shakes her head. She stands up to finish dressing. He watches her.
Crystal needs a new understudy. There's an audition at noon. Do you want to try?
She looks at him a beat, then looks away from him out the window. Would you have told me about it if I wouldn't have come over here?
It isn't my idea to come here. It was yours.
She turns and looks at him, her face expressionless. We hear the taxi honking outside.
Beep, beep. I'd like to see you again.
See ya. And she heads out. Exterior trailer, early morning. The sun is coming up as she comes from the cab to the front porch and then in the door. Interior trailer. Molly is asleep on the couch. She wakes up. Nomi stands there smiling at her.
I hate you.
Nomi laughs.
Who was he?
Zach.
Did you tie him up?
She takes her head out of the pillows and looks at her. Oh shit!
What's the matter?
I forgot to untie him. They laugh together and Nomi wanders into the kitchen.
You high? Ow.
Little. She wanders into the kitchen. I can't get to sleep now. I've got an audition at noon. Have we got any sugar snaps? Molly watches her.
They're in the cupboard.
Nomi opens some cabinets.
Hey, don't get sucked into it, Nomi.
Nomi looks at her a beat seriously, then, uh-oh, look what I found. She grins like a little girl, stuffing chips into her mouth as Molly watches her seriously. Interior of the showroom, day. Nomi is dancing alongside Nikki, Sunny, and Julie. They're doing one of Crystal's edgy, hard rock, sensuous numbers. They're wearing the high-cut Bob Fosse leotards. Nomi wears a black headband that dangles down to the middle of her back. They bump and grind and move and slide to the climax, and the music stops. They stand there, up on stage. In the showroom, watching them are Tony Moss, Marty Jacobson, Zach, Crystal, and Dawn. Watching from another area is Phil Newkirk. A long beat after the music stops, and then...
Nikki. She isn't hot enough, Tone. She's got it down. You can't teach him to get it down. She doesn't have Crystal's heat. None of them have Crystal's heat.
I do love you, Dawn.
There are some laughs.
Nomi does.
A beat as they look at him.
Does she now? Yes, she does.
Yes, she does.
Crystal glares at him.
In a different way, of course.
Zach smiles to himself a little bit.
She's going to take the lead. This is a hotel show. This isn't the cheetah.
No one's going to take my lead anyway, darling. I haven't missed a show whenever I've been in 8 years.
You're not getting any younger, darling.
Fuck you.
A beat as they look at each other.
You want to do it again with just Nomi?
No. Yes.
Zach walks away, signals Phil to follow him. In the background, we hear Marty tell Nomi to stay and the others to leave.
What do we know about her? Nothing. I'm not even sure she gave us the right social security number. Find out. What? Everything.
Phil gives him a look and drifts away. The other girls have left the stage. And as the music starts again, Nomi dances alone. She turns directly to Zach, her eyes on his, and dances for him, her body turned that way. He keeps staring at her. Crystal comes up to him. She watches Nomi too.
You fucked her, didn't you?
Zach never takes his eyes off Nomi.
Does that piss you off because you're jealous, Chris?
And now he looks at Crystal.
Or because I beat you to the punch?
You're such a bastard.
But you love me.
Interior backstage, day. Nomi is at the water fountain, just slurping water up.
Did you fuck him for the spot, or did you fuck him because you wanted to?
She stops drinking the water and looks up at her.
I say you did it for the spot.
A beat, and then... Is that what you did, Crystal? They look at each other a beat.
You don't want to piss me off, darling, now that we're friends.
You shouldn't get pissed off, Crystal. It makes you look older. Crystal looks at her like she could kill her, then abruptly walks away. Nomi drinks some more water, and then starts heading for the dressing room. Zach comes up to her on the way there.
You got it.
She looks at him excited. I do?
Marty and Don will work with you. I'll let Phil know. We'll get some glossies taken. You did good.
Thanks.
I'll call you for dinner. Let's have some lobster. Did you hear Caesar sing? You'll love it. And that lobster.
A beat, she looks at him with a suddenly dead smile and heads into the dressing room. In the dressing room, she walks in. As soon as she does, she sees Sonny and Nikki glaring at her. Julie seems not to notice her. Nomi stops and looks at them. What? A beat, and they turn away from her. Nomi sits down. Gay passes through the room.
Congratulations. I hear you earned it.
Julie gets up, ready to leave.
She did.
As she passes Nomi, she puts a hand on Nomi's shoulder, casually. Nomi looks at her in the mirror. Then she sees the flyer tucked into the side of the mirror. She takes it out. It's a stylized sketch of a lap dancer sitting across a man's lap. In big letters, we see Private Dance by James Smith. Underneath it says The Shark Club, Saturday. She puts the flyer down. She looks at herself a long beat in the mirror. It's almost as if she's ashamed to look at herself. A beat, and then she turns and goes to the door of Crystal's dressing room. She opens the door without knocking. Interior Crystal's dressing room, day. Crystal in a kimono is sitting on the couch doing her nails. They look at each other a beat. Nomi closes the door behind her. I didn't even know about the audition until afterwards. Crystal looks up at her and smiles.
You like my nails?
She holds them out, looks at them.
They're not as nice as yours.
She takes Nomi's hand in hers, compares the patterns on their nails, then intertwines her fingers with Nomi's, and looks at her. I'll help you with yours sometime. She stands there as if she's waiting. They look at each other. And slowly Crystal pulls Nomi towards her, and very slowly she moves their interwoven hands to her breast.
Isn't that nice of you, darling?
Nomi's hand now rests on her breast. Crystal holds her breath, her eyes on Nomi. Now Nomi moves her fingers, pushing Crystal's dress aside, exposing her breast. What are friends for? Her fingers touch Crystal's nipple, squeeze it. Crystal blinks. Her other hand is on Nomi's leg, moving up her thigh. Suddenly her hand slips inside Nomi's leotard. Nomi inhales sharply, their eyes on each other. She wants to move backwards, but Crystal holds her.
Don't.
Her hand moves underneath the leotard. Nomi throws her head backwards.
Let go, let go.
She looks up at Nomi, her cheek pressed against Nomi's belly. Nomi starts to breathe very fast.
Nomi.
But she has a strange smile on her face. Exterior of the strip day. Nomi is walking out. She wears a black leather jacket and jeans. She looks upset. She sees Molly getting out of her car, carrying some costumes. Can I borrow the car?
Sure.
She tosses her the keys. Nomi takes the keys and heads directly for the car. Molly looks after her.
What's the matter?
Nothing. Nomi starts the car up.
Where are you going?
Nomi roars away. Molly stands there looking after her, concerned. Interior of the Toyota Sunset. She sits in the Toyota, which is parked on the top floor of a high-rise parking lot. She faces the setting sun. She's chewing a Mega Mac. She has French fries and a Coke on the dash. She stops chewing, then swallows what's in her mouth slowly. A beat, and she puts her head back against the headrest and closes her eyes. Interior of the Shark Club, night. Nomi makes her way through hundreds of people jammed together on the dance floor. Up on stage, we see James with Penny and two other girls. One of them we've seen at Nomi's first audition. Nomi watches James as he dances on the small stage with the others. They're doing his number, Private Dance. It's stylized and crudely ballet-like. Ear-splitting, bombarding rap is their accompaniment. They do a lot of thrusts and splits. At one point, Penny lap dances James, whose feet dance while he's sitting on a chair pretending to climax. The crowd here hates what they're watching. There are calls of "Get off the stage" and "Change the music." James is disturbed, seemingly by none of it. There is a classic spare, elemental power to his dancing. Nomi watches him. As they finish, there is some applause, but lots of boos. The instant they finish, wild, high-screech industrial rave blasts on the speakers, and the strobe light starts swirling as the mob starts to dance. Nomi makes her way to the back of the stage. James jumps off, sees her. They talk above the blare and babble of the music and the crowd noise. He still wears his mime face. I loved it. It was really neat.
What are you doing here? Slumming?
They have to talk loudly. They have difficulty hearing each other. Penny is suddenly there.
Heather.
Oh my god,
Hey.
Heather!
Hey, Hope. They give each other the high five.
Are we good?
You were great. They give each other the high five again.
She
Uh,
dances like a truck.
I do not. You want something to drink?
Get me a beer, bitch.
Look what I got.
She shows off a diamond ring. Nomi glances at James a beat. Then, it's beautiful. I said it's beautiful, James.
I got it at Sears.
You did not. You got it at the pawn shop.
And
Both are super classy.
she goes off into the crowd. James and Nomi look at each other a beat. He draws her closer to a wall so they can hear each other better.
We're getting married.
You love her?
Oh no, she's having a baby.
She looks at him a beat, sadness in her eyes. He looks away from her. What about this? She indicates the dancing.
We ain't any good. You hear him out there? Get off the stage. Get out.
Well, what are you going to do?
Work at a grocery store.
He looks away from her.
Her mama owns it. Get a discount on baby food.
She looks at him a long beat, sadness in her eyes. Suddenly she gives him a kiss. See ya. She walks away.
Shit happens, life sucks. I'm a student of t-shirts.
Interior of the dressing room, next night. She walks to her table. Nikki is sitting at the next table. Hi, Nikki. Nikki says nothing, ignores her. She glances at Nikki, then sees a white envelope on the table. It has the leather head of the Stardust. She looks at it a beat, and then she opens it. She stares. We don't see what it says. Nomi glances up from the envelope, sees Crystal in the mirror, looking at her from her dressing room. Interior Zach's office, Stardust, night. She storms into the office, the letter in her hand, heads directly for the inner office.
Again.
She keeps going. Interior Zach's inner office, night. She swings the door open. He's on the phone. His office is done in the same southwestern style that his house is done in. We see Peñas and Cormans on the walls.
Come back to me with the numbers by tomorrow.
He hangs up.
What's going on?
What the fuck do you mean what's going on?
Cool it, okay?
He gets out of his chair, comes to her. Cool it? You tell me I've got it and then you send me this? She waves the letter. He tries to hold her. She breaks away from him.
I don't have a choice, okay? She threatened to walk. She's got her lawyers into it.
So what?
So she's a big star. You're not worth it.
Nomi looks at him a long beat. So I don't get the spot.
So you don't get the spot. She'll pick her own understudy.
It's not fair.
It's not about fair. It's about power. She's got the power.
A beat and she starts to head out. She looks destroyed.
I'm sorry, Nomi. I tried.
And she's gone. Interior of the dressing room, night. She walks back in. She looks crushed. Crystal is sitting in Nomi's chair at Nomi's dressing table. Some of the dancers are around her. They're laughing about something funny that Crystal just said. As Nomi enters, they all fall silent. Nomi goes up to Crystal slowly, looks at her, a beat, and then... We can't hear you, Crystal.
I thought about it, darling. You think you can do my nails now?
Nomi stares at her, unable to speak.
Okay, maybe some other time.
And she gets up and heads back to her dressing room. Nomi stares after her. Some girls laugh. Interior of the stage, night. On stage during the show, Nomi dancing with Sal, Sunny, Nikki, Felix, Julie, Daryl. She tries to smile, but it's a forced, frozen smile. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Crystal Connors. And Crystal comes dancing out to the front of the stage to huge applause as Nomi and the others dance behind her. For a few moments, Nomi is right behind her so that it appears the two of them are dancing together. And then suddenly, Crystal turns on stage, her back to the audience, facing Nomi as they dance. They're thrusting hips at each other, their bodies possessed, all sinew and glands, out of control. Their eyes are on each other, their smiles gone. They're almost head to head, almost touching. It's a fight, and it's sex. Interior of the stage later, as they dance off and head running for the stairs. Interior of the stairway, as they go charging at a breakneck pace to change costumes for the next number. They head down the stairs in this order. First Sal, then Julie, Nikki, Felix, Sunny, Daryl, Crystal, and Nomi last. 3 or 4 stairs from the top, in close-up, we see Nomi's hands. She pushes the small of Crystal's back. Crystal screams, falls. Sunny, 2 in front of Crystal, screams as well. It all happens very fast. Crystal falls down the rest of the stairs to the bottom. The others, including Nomi, are at the bottom of the stairs, surrounding her. We see Molly off to the side of the stairs to the left. She stares. Gay comes running up to them, sees Crystal at the bottom of the stairs in the half-dark, moaning, her eyes closed.
Oh my god!
Marty is there suddenly.
What happened? I don't know! Get an ambulance! No!
Dawn is there suddenly.
Yes, Dawn? I think she said, Crystal, can you hear me?
Crystal moans,
Crystal,
her
can you
eyes
hear
are
me?
closed.
Who was behind her?
I was. Molly watches her.
What happened?
I don't know. She just went down. Molly looks at her, her face expressionless. Gay glares at Nomi a long beat. Then Marty turns to her and looks at her.
She just slipped. I saw it. Nomi wasn't even close to her.
They look at Julie a beat. Gay and Dawn don't look convinced. Gay looks at Nomi again. Molly keeps looking at Nomi. Crystal moans, her eyes closed.
Did somebody call the fucking ambulance?
Interior, the backstage door of the parking lot, night. As paramedics take Crystal on a stretcher to the ambulance, Nomi stands with a group of others, staring, watching. Julie is on one side of her, Molly on the other. As they put Crystal into the ambulance and close the door,
Tough break, huh?
Nomi looks at her a beat and Julie goes back inside. Nomi notices Molly staring at her. What's the matter?
Nothing.
And Molly goes back inside. Nomi stares as the ambulance's siren goes on and its red light starts spinning as it heads out of the parking lot. Interior, Crystal's dressing room, Stardust night. There's an air of crisis in the room. Mr. Carlman paces back and forth. With them are Zach, Tony Moss, Marty Jacobson, and Phil Newkirk. Zach is on his portable phone.
Thanks. Keep me informed.
He shuts it off, puts it down on the table.
She's got a concussion. That'll be okay. But she's got a compound fracture of the right hip.
Christ.
Do you know how long those take to heal? We've got to shut the show down. Not a chance. The show goes on. The Stardust is never dark. It has never been. It'll never be. Not while I'm alive. Who was understudy?
Tony looks at him, grins suddenly, shakes his head.
What's funny?
Tony glances at Zach, then after a beat.
Crystal Connors is a star. You can't just replace her.
A long beat.
What if we could bring somebody in for while she's recuperating? You're gonna be out for a year. Like who? Janet Jackson, Paula Abdul.
Jesus.
In my show?
Another long beat.
We're not going to pay those kind of salaries.
A long beat as they sit there stumped, and then they see Zach smiling. They look at him.
Zachary, talk to me. What do we do in Vegas? We gamble.
Interior, the stage, night. We see Sal, Julie, Nikki, Felix, Sunny, Daryl dancing with two new girls. We saw both of the new girls at the first audition that Nomi went to. One girl was the last finalist. The other girl was the one that Tony Moss said try yoga or hanging from the ceiling to. As they're dancing, ladies and gentlemen, the Stardust proudly presents Miss Nomi Malone. And Nomi comes dancing out to the front of the stage to mild applause. Her long hair has been cut short into a sleek Vegas-y style. We see Zach and Molly watching her from backstage separately. It's her moment of triumph. She sizzles, she burns, she soars. She's an angel, she's a whore, she's a whirling dervish. She's better than Crystal. She's hotter than anyone that we've ever seen. The audience starts to applaud. It turns into a roar, a response from some primal depth. Zach smiles, stares at her transfixed. Molly stares, her face expressionless. Interior backstage after the show. There are lots of people, photographers, reporters, TV cameras. Nomi is talking to reporters. With her are Mr. Carlman, Zach, and Phil Newkirk. Molly watches her from the side.
We could have brought anyone into this show. Janet Jackson, Paula Abdul, Naomi Malone. What Vegas is all about. She's dazzling and exciting and very, very sexy.
Nomi smiles. Bright lights and camera flashes go off in her face.
Miss Malone, how do you feel about the show tonight?
I just hope I can be as good as the show is.
You are my dear. You are the show.
Thank you. As bright lights and camera flashes go on in her face. Interior Nomi's dressing room night. Crystal's dressing room is now hers. Explosions of roses are everywhere. She's in front of the mirror taking her eyelashes off. Molly is next to her, helping her take off her costume. Zach comes in. He kisses her on the cheek quickly.
Are you ready to party?
Where?
At the paradise, we took out the bungalows.
For what?
For you.
She turns to him, her smile wide. He leans in and kisses her gently, briefly on the lips. She looks at him a long beat. Yay! She laughs. It's a very girlish laugh.
Hurry, I've got a limo waiting for us.
And he starts out. I don't have anything to wear. He takes a package from behind his back, beautifully wrapped, puts it on her table.
Yes, you do. Andrew Carver's coming. He saw the show.
And he leaves. As soon as he does, did you hear that? Andrew Carver's going to be there.
Yeah, I heard.
A beat. Nomi turns from the mirror and looks at Molly. What's wrong with you? Molly looks at her a long beat.
You pushed her, didn't you?
No. How can you talk that shit to me? Julie saw it. They look at each other a beat.
She couldn't have seen it. I saw Julie. Her back was to you.
Nomi looks at her a long beat. She saw it.
Have fun at your party.
She starts out. Nomi goes after her. Molly, come on, Molly. She holds Molly's arm. You gotta come. Andrew's gonna be there.
I don't care.
She turns. Nomi puts her arms around her neck from the back and holds her. Molly, please. It ain't a party without you, Molly. A beat, and then Molly heads out. A beat. Nomi looks lost in her thoughts, and then she looks at the beautifully wrapped package on the table. Interior, exterior, special wing of the Paradise, Hall and Terrace, night. Nomi, wearing a very flashy Vegas-y gold lame gown, and Zach in a suit, come down a windy marble staircase. Applause, cheers of a couple hundred people that have gathered in this special VIP wing. Dancers from the show, high rollers, gamblers, bimbos. Everybody wears expensive dresses, gowns, suits. As soon as they reach the floor, we hear trumpets blare. And walking towards them comes Caesar and his court, all in togas. People start chanting, Hail Caesar! Hail Caesar! And while Caesar approaches Nomi, he starts singing the most beautiful girl in the world. When he's close to her, he puts laurels on her head. Nomi laughs delightedly. More photos are taken. Mr. Carlman approaches, kisses her, walks her up to the doors leading to the terrace. At that moment, fireworks go off there, and Nomi sees the letters Nomi Malone forming. Suddenly, she steps forward and puts herself right in front of the firework that's blazing around her. She heaves her arms high, a true star. Flashlights, applause, and the song all blend together. And then she sees Molly. She steps down and hugs her. Molly is embarrassed as everyone is looking.
Okay, so what I want to know is, where is Andrew?
They laugh. Interior, exterior, special wing of the Paradise, Hall and Terrace, later. They're standing at a buffet. Nomi, Zach, Mr. Carlman, Phil Newkirk, and Molly, a bit shy. In the middle is Tony Moss making jokes.
Frank gets all pissed and said, Frank, geez, I didn't know she was your girl. Frank says, don't you get it, schmuck? They're all my girls.
Everybody laughs. Again, we hear trumpets. We see commotion near the entrance, people converging there. Nomi sees Andrew Carver come through, smiling with two bodyguards. If anything, Andrew Carver is better looking in person than on his posters. Molly, wide-eyed, pinches Nomi's arm. Zach hurries away to greet him.
Come on, I'll introduce you.
Nomi finds a garbage can to get rid of her plate. Zach is already ahead. Suddenly, Julie is there at Nomi's side.
I love your dress.
Thank you. She's uncomfortable with Julie, who smiles.
Do you think I could be your understudy?
I'll see what I can do.
Thank you, darling.
As she heads away, Nomi, lost in thought, walks up to Zach, who approaches with Andrew Carver.
Nomi Malone, Andrew Carver.
Andrew kisses Nomi's hand.
You were sensational tonight.
Thank you.
Whenever did you find her? I'll never tell.
Nomi laughs. Mr. Carlman passes by a greeting. He's already leaving. Zach turns for a moment to Mr. Carlman. Nomi signals Molly while she's trying to keep Andrew there. I like your songs. Andrew bends forward and whispers in her ear.
I like your ass. Call me.
Nomi gives him a look. At that moment, Molly joins them. Molly Abrams, Andrew Carver.
Hi.
He puts his hand out to shake Molly as he smiles a dazzling smile. She shakes his hand but doesn't know what to say.
Andrew, I can't even thread the needle anymore.
Nomi laughs. The others don't get it. Molly's one of your biggest fans.
Well then, let me get her a drink.
And he puts his arm around her and heads away. We see the bodyguards glance at each other. Molly looks back at Nomi and mouths, "Oh God." Nomi smiles. Zach kisses her tenderly on the neck.
You look so beautiful.
Interior the hallway, the party, later. The lights in the hallway have been dimmed. A little combo plays romantic music. Couples are dancing. We see Zach and Nomi dancing very close. We see Andrew talking to Molly against a wall. He's smiling. She looks beautiful. Or bedazzled. She laughs. He puts his arm around her. As she dances with Zach, Nomi sees Andrew leading Molly into a bungalow. Nomi smiles. She drapes her arms around Zach's neck. Interior our bungalow, the party. Andrew Carver is kissing Molly. His two bodyguards suddenly appear. They close the door. Molly looks at them. At that moment, Andrew slaps her viciously across the face. Interior the hallway, the party later. Zach is kissing Nomi as he dances with her, his hands around her butt, pulling her in very close. He kisses her ear. This one's actually you, Travis.
I could fall in love with you.
They kiss. Interior the bungalow. Andrew Carver sits in a chair, watching, smiling, as one of his bodyguards holds Molly down on the bed, his hand on her mouth, while the other one is raping her. Interior the hallway, the party later. The combo is finished playing. Zach is holding Nomi, looking into her eyes.
Do you want to go?
Nomi looks at him and nods. They walk away. At that moment, Nomi sees Molly. She staggers out of a bungalow into the hallway. Her legs are bloody, her face is badly bruised. Molly! She runs to her. Before she gets there, Molly falls on the floor. Interior a hospital room, night. Molly is in the hospital bed, her face covered with bandages. Her eyes are closed. She's hooked up to IVs. A doctor is there with Nomi and Zach.
We've sedated her. She's in shock. She has a broken nose, vaginal tears.
Nomi closes her eyes.
She'll be here 3 or 4 days.
Nomi's eyes are still closed. The doctor heads out. Zach looks out at Molly, sees Phil Newkirk gesturing to him at the door. He gets up and heads out into the corridor. Nomi opens her eyes and looks at Molly. Molly still has her eyes closed, but tears course down her face. Nomi wipes the tears on her face very carefully. A long beat as she looks at Molly and heads out into the corridor. Interior the hospital corridor, night. She sees Zach reading something in a manila folder. Phil is gone. They're alone in the corridor. She looks at Zach, seething with barely controlled rage. Where are the police?
They're not here.
Why aren't they here?
Because they're not coming.
A long beat as she looks at him. He still has the manila folder in his hand and goes directly to a telephone and starts dialing.
Don't do it, Polly.
She freezes suddenly, a long beat. Her back is to him, and then she slowly hangs the phone up. She doesn't look at him. How did you find out?
You were busted for disturbing the peace at the Shark Club. They took your prints.
A long beat, and then she turns on him and starts heading away. I don't have to listen to this.
Yes, you do.
And he grabs her roughly by the arm, opens a waiting room door, and almost hurls her inside. In the waiting room, he slams the door, looks at her, looks at his folder.
Polly and Costello, your friend killed your mother and then killed himself.
She looks away from him and closes her eyes.
You ran away from a foster home in Oakland, December 1990. Arrests.
Don't, please. She has her face averted from him, her eyes closed. It's almost a whimper.
Denver, soliciting. San Jose, soliciting. What is it,
Cheyenne!
Cheyenne, I'm sorry, soliciting in Cheyenne.
She starts to cry quietly.
Should I read you the rest of them? How about possession of crack cocaine, assault with a deadly weapon?
He stops, watches her as she cries quietly.
Tell me something. Why did you stop hooking? You had your future pretty well mapped out.
I did what I had to do.
Just like you did with Crystal.
She looks at him, sees the smile, and looks away. I'm not a whore. Zach watches her a long beat.
No, you're not. You're going to be a big star. Your face is going to be up on billboards. You make a lot of money for the Stardust.
A long beat. She stops crying. She looks at him. You're going to let him get away with this?
Andrew Carver is at the Paradise this year, but he may be at the Riviera next year or on the Stardust the year after that. He's part of the team. So are you.
She looks at him a long beat. What about Molly?
You like her? I'll make sure he gives her enough money.
They look at each other a long beat.
What'd you charge?
She looks at him and doesn't understand.
Hooking.
She looks away from him. 50,
50.
100 sometimes.
You've got low self-esteem. You're a fantastic fuck.
A beat, and she turns back to him. She sees the smile, and she spits into his face. A beat. For a moment we think he's going to hit her, and then he wipes his face off with a handkerchief and looks at her.
I was paying you a compliment.
Interior Molly's hospital room, night. She sits in a chair at the side of Molly's bed, staring at her. Molly is asleep, moaning. Interior Molly's hospital room, dawn. She's holding Molly's hand. She's staring out the window. Molly is asleep. Interior the trailer, day. She sits in front of a mirror, dressing, putting makeup on. She wears very tight jeans and a top that we saw Molly wearing before, which is very tight on her. She puts deep red lipstick on. She looks at herself in the mirror. Showtime. Her voice is dead, her face a mask. She reaches for the phone and watching herself dials. Andrew Carver, please. Interior Paradise Hotel, the presidential suite, day. She gets off the elevator. The two bodyguards are sitting by the elevator, which only leads to this suite. They speak with English accents.
Hello there, love. Don't we look all tarted up?
He leers at her.
He's ready for you.
She heads for the door. They watch her butt. Interior the presidential suite, day. She walks in. Andrew Carver is sitting in the living room in bathing shorts, watching her.
Didn't take you long.
No. She goes closer to him and stops. He looks her up and down. She takes her jacket off and then slowly, teasingly, her top. She doesn't wear a bra. She's put lipstick on her nipples. He stares at her breasts and smiles. She steps closer to him. He reaches around her and feels her butt. Her breasts are near his face. She starts to move her body against his as he sits there in the lap dancer's movement.
Should we take the rest of it off?
A beat, and she smiles, nods, and reaches down to get her boots off. He keeps his hand on her butt, feeling it, his hand between the legs of her jeans, and the switchblade is suddenly out open, and she has it against his throat. He stares, wide-eyed. You make a sound, and I'll kill you. He gapes at her, his eyes wide. She steps back, and with a dancer's kick, kicks him in the throat with her cowboy boots. He slumps off the couch, choking. She kicks him again and again as he lies on the carpeted floor, dancing around him, kicking him with her boots. Topless, the switchblade in her hand, in the stomach, in the groin, and then in his face. Her movements look almost choreographed. Interior the entrance to the presidential suite, day. Dressed, she comes out, closes the door. The bodyguards sit by the elevator. He said he wants to sleep.
Tired him out, did you, love?
Yeah. And she gets in the elevator. Interior Molly's hospital room, day. She walks in. Molly is still asleep. A nurse is there.
Still out. It's the medication.
Is she okay?
She's okay.
A long beat, and Nomi goes to the side of the bed. She kisses Molly on the head very tenderly. Interior the hospital, the lobby. As she's about to go out the front door, she stops a beat, and then she turns and goes back to the information desk. Crystal Connors, please. Interior Crystal's hospital suite, day. It's a big private suite. There are flowers everywhere. The TV is on to some soap opera. Crystal lies on the bed. She has her fancy straw cowboy hat on her head. Nomi walks in and they look at each other a long beat.
You know the best advice I ever gave you? You're the only one left standing up there.
They hire you.
Thank you and good night. Crystal has left the building.
A long beat as they look at each other, and Crystal smiles. I'm sorry, Crystal. She averts her eyes from her. Crystal looks at her a long beat.
Yeah, I know just how sorry you are. How do you think I got my first lead?
They stare at each other a long beat.
There's always somebody younger and hungrier coming down the stairs after you.
Why didn't you tell anyone?
Well, darling, I needed a rest. My lawyers are gonna get me real nice settlements.
They look at each other a long beat. I gotta go. Crystal looks at her a long beat, then seriously. God,
Aren't you gonna come over here and give me a big kiss?
They have their eyes on each other. A long beat, and Nomi goes over to the bed and sits on the side. She leans down and kisses Crystal on the lips. It's a long, lingering kiss. Crystal looks at her a beat, takes her fancy cowboy hat off, and sticks it on Nomi's head.
Bye, darling.
A beat, and then Nomi smiles. Bye, darling. Exterior, a freeway day. She stands at the side of the road. She wears the fancy cowboy hat, jeans, the black leather jacket, and wraparound sunglasses. She's got a cheap suitcase in front of her. She's got her thumb out. Cars and trucks roar by. And then a hardtop beaten up Jeep we've seen before pulls to a stop. We hear Garth Brooks blasting. The door swings open. She grabs her suitcase, goes up to it. She sees Jeff. She smiles a little to herself. He doesn't recognize her.
Hop in, Bird.
She hesitates a beat.
Come on, this is your lucky day.
As he opens the back door, she lifts the big suitcase into the back seat. Interior of the Jeep, day. The Garth Brooks tape is still blasting. Jeff looks over at her, pressed against the door.
Did you gamble?
She nods.
Did you win?
She nods.
Would you win?
Me. He looks at her. She reaches over and shuts Garth Brooks off, and now he recognizes her.
Oh shit, it's you!
She's got the switchblade out holding it. I want my fucking suitcase. Exterior of the freeway. As the Jeep goes down the road and passes a big billboard, there are still workmen up there finishing putting it up. The billboard shows her face, her hair cut short. In big letters it says Nomi Malone, Goddess, the Stardust. As we fade out. The end.
Oh my goodness. Thank you for bearing with us on this wonderful farce that we ventured on. Special thanks to Dolly the wig.
Yeah.
George, you okay there?
Oh, I'm great.
Right. Thank you for watching. If you made it all the way through, you deserve some sort of prize. All right. Good night.